pre-show pre-chatter because Adam's not here.
It's relaxing.
Yeah. No, I found some nice bossa nova music. Have that little can spinning around.
Should I play this?
Yeah, go for it.
done.
We should sync before.
Oh, yep. Copy that. I'll go back.
That's all right. I guess I'll change.
Yeah.
It's kind of a fade in, but 1, 2. Is this from the makers of
Yep.
whatever that game is? That's obviously from the makers of this.
Yeah. You've nailed it perfectly.
I want to know what you're talking
Where
about.
the fuck is Adam? He knows when we go live. So whatever.
I mean, whatever that game is called where you play as a little blob, you go from
Yeah.
dungeon to dungeon.
Super Meat Boy.
Got it.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, Binding of Isaac may have
Yes,
been what you were thinking
yes.
of. I see. This is from one of those people.
Oh, okay. So not the whole band.
Not both of them, no.
This is the Angels and Airwaves.
I think it's
of-
Edmund McMillan. Is that?
Wait, no, Angels and
I'm
Airwaves
dead.
He died.
was everyone except for one, right?
Why'd you go and die? Why'd you do that?
Oh, please. Oh, please don't yell at me like that.
That's okay. You're done now. Welcome to a Adamless bowl of dude soup. There's no Adams in it at all.
Once, remember, and you're like, all right, everybody,
Yeah, I know.
we're starting right now.
There he is.
Ah, there he is.
It's okay, man.
We should sell an Adam as a Kool-Aid Man t-shirt. Bust.
This bowl of dude soup is brought to you by two very fine sponsors, Movement and Blue Apron. You can check out this week's menu and get your first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/soup. And get 50% off your order today with free shipping and free returns by going to movement.com/dudesoup. I'm going to say something, which is a clever excuse for me to, go get my watch, which I totally forgot, because it's also first week, because podcasts can never have too many sponsors or mentions or ad reads to get through. That's why we're streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and roosterteeth.com. Thank you.
That's mine.
I'll wear yours. I mean, whatever. It only matters when we get to the air check. So yeah, there are many other wonderful things about first week, but I won't hold the show up too hard by listing all of them, because boy, are there just so many fantastic reasons to become a Rooster Teeth First member.
Like what?
I said I'd talk about it later,
Oh.
but seeing this show live, yeah, ooh, you got some salsa dribbins. Paramount of which, of all of those features, is getting to see Dude Soup live every Monday at 1 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Central.
That's right. We're on YouTube right now.
We are on YouTube.
Oh my gosh.
This is a
That's
whole new
right.
world.
This isn't right at all. What a weird place we're in.
Adam, if you're a little out of frame, I don't know if you can scoot this way.
I think if James and I go just
Am I
a
cutting
touch
off
this
the
way.
lead?
I need to,
Should be
no,
okay.
it's cool. At least probably needs to scoot as well.
Yeah, I'll go as far as the mic
There we go.
takes me.
Nothing but 100% professional podcasting, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, there's a list, and I'm getting better at remembering the list of things to do to introduce each show. I'm the host and man with the perfect memory, Lawrence Sontag. I'm joined by I thought I just heard the door open.
I did too.
Didn't turn on the light.
But there, I did.
So, okay, thank you. So many things. Way there in the back, she gets first billing because of her nosebleed seat. Elise, how are
You've
you?
done
back?
100 of these shows.
Actually, you have.
134.
Elise is very salted. She's been around. Not in that way. She's mine out of the gutter, y'all. Adam is chugging some water. How you doing?
Oh, it feels so good to be hydrated once again.
Bruce is playing his favorite kind of game. The end is nigh.
I collect things and jump on platforms.
Gotta collect the things and jump on the platform. Bruce, it's not as easy as it sounds, though.
Why?
Then you'll find out soon.
All right.
Thing collection expert James Willems.
Hi.
Rounds out
What's going
the
on?
crew.
I have
you
several
know.
things.
Yeah, look at all these things. Bruce, are you getting entranced by the sublime platforming mechanics? You fell on the spike, Bruce.
I didn't even notice the spike.
So yeah, we're playing The End is Nigh. Talking about some
This
stuff.
just come out?
A couple weeks ago, I think.
Alright.
But it was kind of weird because it had almost no promotion, despite being from ostensibly seasoned and bankable game developers with a pretty fashionable game sense. I don't know, collecting on things or jumping on things and collecting orbs is kind of in vogue, at least in the indie Steam scene.
It's the loudest controller I've ever
Yeah.
seen.
Sorry, I'm just really
Use that D-pad.
impassioned.
You're slamming that analog stick all around. I guess when it comes to earning money on Steam, I got a little kerfuffle to pass around with you guys. Unless I don't know if you guys have anything else much more noteworthy to talk about.
Talk about DJ Khaled and Rihanna.
Oh
what,
yeah.
what do they do?
I don't know.
They do music, guys. It's called
Right.
The Future of Music.
But what's like newsworthy about them?
Nothing.
Oh.
Other than that, there are hundreds of millions of people watching them and buying their albums.
Or is it just a million people watching it 100 times?
Nah, I don't think it's that.
It's possible.
I mean, I don't know if it even really is possible.
Still makes that paper.
Yeah, there's not that many people in the world, so
There's like 8 billion, I think, right?
barely.
How can Rihanna still push the envelope of not wearing a bra and things?
Why does she have? What do you mean?
So
Have you seen Valerian or Battleship?
I seen Battleship. She was in Valerian.
Yeah,
Oh shit! Yet another reason to watch that.
She's like top billed in Valerian.
which is weird. She's in it for
She-
about 2 minutes.
She filmed for. She had about a half an hour shoot.
Yeah. Like, that's a wrap on Rihanna. She's like, I just got here.
Yeah, we know. No, it's more like, so, and this is something that we mused about a while ago. Halle Berry cashed in and showed her boobs, but it seems like, and this is, I'm not commenting on the industry, merely that once you cash in, you only get to write that check once.
Yeah.
Halle Berry didn't get to charge another $500,000 or whatever she got for her
Yeah.
booties.
It's like porn stars doing anal.
Yeah, you get your first.
They're like,
time,
no,
that's it.
no, I don't do that.
Rihanna isn't an
Then they give
actress.
them
You can make it-
$6,000.
No,
jump all the
I
way.
want to get the poop.
Rihanna isn't an actress. She's
How
a
dare you.
musician.
Okay,
That's
so,
a different pay grade.
Okay,
You can't do that as a musician. You have to shock people to make a name for yourself because no one actually cares about music. You know?
fair.
No one actually cares about music unless someone says you should care about this song or whatever,
Well, or
or an
you-
artist. So the way to tell them to do that is, so Madonna did it. Madonna did it very early on, where she was like, "I'm gonna be lurid and sexy and show off my boobs for free, so that people will go to my concerts, hoping that maybe I'll show my boobs again, because you didn't have necessarily. You had that one art book where she's like hitchhiking.
I remember that.
And then that was the only thing that you could see her boobs in.
Called Sex.
Unless you had her private modeling photos and
no,
stuff.
that was her book was called Sex.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah.
Adam laughed.
No. I because I was thinking of the was it the Charlton Heston reading of it? It was an SNL skit they did back in the day. It was Phil Hartman playing Charlton Heston, being like, "I love my vagina." It's so good.
So yeah, actresses charge to show their boobs, whereas musicians give it away as an incentive to get into the show.
Well, there's the Lady Gaga version too, where she was practically naked in like every video and like showed just enough that you're like, "Ooh, tease," and then like randomly some video just came out where she's like walking around a garden naked.
That's
like,
what I'm saying, though.
Yeah.
But she had already done nudity by that point. She had done like full nude spreads, like Miley Cyrus. All of them, all musicians, they just do. Here's the free nudity. Come to my show, and that's the deal for musicians.
It's like the flyer you get when you're
Yeah.
walking past the Hard Rock
That's how do you think
Cafe.
Sheryl Crow did it?
So do you think? Well, who's that? Who's the girl from Paramore? Haley, whatever. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hers like leaked.
What's her name?
It was.
Yeah.
I think she like accidentally tweeted it or something. Like, "Oops."
Now
wrong
hold on.
picture."
Being the front woman of a band is a different story than being a solo artist in the pop genre.
Explain.
Well, because
Explain how.
the band, there's more. So like Gwen Stefani didn't have to get nude to
She
get
would never
people
get
into her
nude.
shows.
She has huge areolas. That's why she
Okay.
doesn't get naked.
They're too big.
But
Prove me wrong,
someone
Gwen.
like Miley Cyrus or someone with more closely to ties to the pop genre is going to do it.
Miley Cyrus could not wait to get naked.
That's what I'm saying.
She was like a fucking baby on stage at the MTV. Like, "Miley, keep it on, please." She's
Because
like,
they don't have methods to say this is who I am, and this is the image of the person I want you to want me to be. There, we solved it.
Okay.
What were we solving? What's this episode
I don't
about?
think we were
Steam?
solving anything.
Bruce was watching a Rihanna music video
Oh,
before
right.
this podcast, so that's on the mind.
yeah, he was noting how she wasn't wearing a bra.
How many times?
That was
Yeah, Rihanna
how
can
Mark-
cash in on her nipples.
Yeah,
A
speaking-
lot.
Yeah, apparently a lot. Well, I guess she's never. What's weird is Rihanna's probably. It's funny because Madonna was kind of seen as very avant-garde, dirty in the '80s. I think Rihanna kind of took that. She's singing about smelling pussy juice and stuff.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
That's called
I
your
can-
work.
yeah.
Oh, is that? Wait, that's from the album.
Where?
That's in that song. She's
No,
not.
there's,
I can
uh,
barely
Work
understand what
is-
she's
work
saying.
is pussy juice.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I mean, sure.
Whack, whack. It's all talking about pussy juice.
There's that.
Really?
That's what it's
Oh,
about.
man.
Fuck it, there's just the one line and there's sex in the air. I don't care. I like the smell of it. I'm like, damn, Rihanna, you dirty.
Of course
Should
she's
be talking
dirty.
about smelly dick.
I need to do that.
I guess.
Well, she was talking about rude boy, get it up. Are you big enough? And I was like, she's into like ska boys.
She's
like rude-
mocking you. So she's what she's singing. She's singing to men and mocking.
about their small
I think
dicks.
Rihanna is I mean, I may be completely wrong, but to me it seems like she, whether she's nude or presented in a seemingly, sexualized way, that's her controlling her sexuality. And she's going to control the image that she releases of herself. That's what you do. And so when she's singing about her rude voice, I mean, she's taunting men.
Kind of like, hey, baby.
Speaking of James being in control, I saw your Instagram. You posted a picture of Benson somewhere. Where was that?
None of your business.
Was
What I
that
do on my weekend is
was that Joel's house?
yes, it was
Why wasn't I invited?
because you weren't invited.
Oh.
Why would you be invited?
Were you some basement Columbo?
Love that term
I've
so
seen
much.
Joel's backyard,
Yeah.
and I know you guys don't have a backyard, so I saw the photo of Benson, and I thought, hey, they went to Joel's place, and I wasn't invited.
Were you on vacation with your wife?
Yes, I was in Palm Springs enjoying my 5-year anniversary.
How come we weren't invited?
That doesn't make any
It
sense.
was a Billy Benson play date.
Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting.
Well, I mean, you don't have a dog, Adam.
Get a dog.
And you
yeah.
never will.
He's gonna,
With that
he's gonna
attitude.
run out of the room.
Yeah.
Wait.
I got one.
I'm gonna be one of those guys that are like, I have a dog now. Can we be friends? Which would never happen.
Are there guys like that?
I feel like there's people who have friends who have kids, and then they have kids just so that they can be involved because they don't want to be left behind.
Gosh, I feel like having a kid means you get left behind. You don't get to like get fucked up on a Wednesday
I
night
think it
anymore.
depends on what your circle is like.
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
So,
yeah.
so
If all your friends are becoming parents.
imagine they're like you're in a Tube Lord circle or something like that, or say you're like Rihanna's best friend and Rihanna has a baby. You kind of have to have a baby now, otherwise you're never going to be able to hang out with Rihanna.
Yeah.
I think certainly that's something we have to deal with. I think the next generation is going to have to deal with everybody coming out as bisexual. Like all my friends are bisexual now, I got to do it too.
But that's just normal then.
Sexuality
Yeah,
is a construct, bro.
Yeah.
No, I know it's an illusion.
It's just society trying to tell us what to fuck and what not to fuck.
Society's been doing that for years.
But, well, think about it. Actually, it's kind of cool because, like Bruce said earlier, there's like 8 million people on this planet.
Billion.
Whatever. There's no
That's a lot of people.
We're gonna run out of space.
there's no reason for anyone to mate anymore.
That's why the line of
Like,
Chipotle is so long. But sorta.
Go on, I
No,
want
no,
to hear
no.
this.
I'm sorry. Mate for procreation. There's no need.
Okay.
There's no need to create more people.
I don't need another pair of hands to help till the field. Like
Right.
I'll have food in the winter whether or not I have a child. Okay, I think I
So
see where you're
we're,
going.
we're approaching a part in
Except
human
our
history.
entire economy is based on growth of the population.
Sure, but there was like a thing that came out today that said that LA has been unsustainable for the growing populace for the last like 20 years. Like you can't. There's not enough homes for people to live in.
Oh, yeah.
For the amount of people that
Yeah.
live here.
Well, it's
That
Blade Runner
same
future.
applies to Austin.
You're just going to be living in
What's
a.
that?
in a-
Apparently, there are like
Oh.
an obscene number of people flooding into Austin every month that the real estate market can't sustain.
What's called a bubble, right? I want it to sort itself out eventually, and a bunch of people will lose a lot of money.
The
Yes.
problem
And
problem
then rich
is
old dudes will stay rich and
Eventually,
old.
Ra's al Ghul is going to thin the population. We already know that.
the problem
Samuel
is, and
Jackson.
I'm not an expert on real estate economics or anything like that, but it seems like part of the problem is what people demand in terms of their home. Like there's plenty of space for everyone to have a
Yeah.
place to live.
You just have to live in the middle of fucking nowhere.
It's just people want to live specifically in certain
You
places, and
expect
they
me
want
to
to
have
live
less
in.
than 5 bedrooms for me
Well,
and my
it's-
wife
I mean,
and
it's
2
not.
cats?
Yeah, that is part of it
in
too.
the middle of
but, like,
Manhattan.
you know, LA has a housing problem right now.
Sure.
But then I live in a neighborhood where every single small, modest home is purchased, torn down to the ground. the ground beneath it is scorched, and then a giant mansion is built in its place, like that for a very young couple with Chinese money
Yep.
to come and live.
Man, speaking of, so
And then they move out of it in like 2.5 years,
Sell it for twice
and then
the
they
amount.
don't add anything to the community or anything around it, and then that's that. So
I saw an article today. I think it's in San Francisco, but essentially this Chinese couple bought a street for like $100,000.
Oh, yeah, I just read that.
Yeah. And apparently they're going to make their money back by charging for parking on the street for the residents who live there, which is the most American thing I've ever heard of.
yeah.
Holy
Thank you,
shit.
China.
Well, the most Chinese thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, I guess they're the new cutthroats.
Jeez.
God bless them.
They're Chinese.
Speaking of making a pretty penny,
What did Nintendo do this week,
Not,
Lawrence?
well, that was last week. We didn't get to that
Oh.
particular thing. No, Nintendo made a fuckload of money. Sold a shitload of Switches. Oh, yeah.
Of course I did.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was gonna be related to the SNES Classic.
Oh, not yet. Everybody's still clamoring over when they're allowed to pre-order those.
Oh, geez, still.
Still.
I'm not keeping up. Sorry, it's not a new toy.
I thought Michael got one. Did Michael get one?
You got the Joy-Con one?
No, I thought he got it. It's not available yet.
I don't think you can pre-order yet.
I thought,
Unless
I
you're
thought he
Michael
got
Jones.
one.
I think
Well, I
I
thought I
was.
saw. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought for some reason I thought Michael tweeted out that he had gotten his pre-order.
There was a-
yeah, brother.
There was a kerfuffle where Walmart put up the product early
Ah.
and then had to cancel all of the
Ah.
pre-orders.
I saw
okay.
those. Yeah.
That may have been.
I don't know if that was it. I may
could-
be just completely
I
misremembering.
could also be surprised.
We're getting old. That's fine.
Shadow of War, Middle Earth Shadow of War has set the internet ablaze this morning with news of its in-game marketplace. So let me summarize this in the broad strokes in case you're unfamiliar. Middle Earth Shadow of Mordor, the open-world action game. He plays a dude who can, what's his name, Talion?
Talon.
Yeah.
Nah.
He partners with Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor.
They hang out together. They're rad dudes.
His name is just a joke now.
Well,
Celebrimbor.
Celebrimbor was real.
Yeah.
In
he
the, in
was
the,
in lore.
sorry.
He's such a fucking nerd.
I don't want to change the subject from Celebrimbor, but for our first audience that we are loving having here, the game audio is a little bit loud.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please turn that down.
My apologies. Thanks for.
You just want to do it in the game?
Thanks, Bones, for the tip.
Thanks, Bones, for the hot tip.
There we go, baby. All right, yeah, I apologize about that. The End is Nigh is actually pretty loud in terms of being a game, so hopefully that's a little better. Sorry if it was overpowering our witty and insightful commentary. But all right, so Shadow of War. Oh yeah, so the game you were a Lord of the Rings man. You run around in Mordor. You recruit orcs into your orc army, and then you attack forts, kill other orcs. It's pretty cool.
Fight Sauron at
About
the end.
Sauron again.
Arr, arr.
Shadow of War is the sequel to that game, and they announced. Gosh, let me check the date here, but it was very recently, perhaps as early as this morning. They announced that the game will have an in-game marketplace. Oh no, wait, this was August 4th. My bad, a couple days ago. This is from a post on the Shadow of War forums. Through the market, players can purchase loot chests, war chests, XP boosts, and bundles, accessed only with an internet connection. To purchase these items, players can spend Mirian or gold throughout the game. As one progresses, Mirian is a type of in-game currency acquired by doing all these in-game tasks. Gold is also awarded at certain milestones in the game, can be purchased with real money, and is awarded for participating community milestones. These chests have gear and items that make your orc army stronger. The problem being, as it usually is that Shadow of War will also have multiplayer features. So the way it works is you have a castle and you appoint a war chief and a bunch of captains to basically defend it. And then you set it all up, and then you walk away from it, and then other players have the chance to try and raid your castle. And if they're able to do so, they get some trinkets and shiny rewards. I guess if you defend, you get some goodies too.
Sounds like the Phantom Pain.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
What
It
was
sounds
that
very
thing
similar
called?
to Phantom Pain.
What was that called? Something base, home base, mother base?
It was Mother Base. I mean, Mother Base was the name of it.
Yeah, I forget- whatever. I did it. I think like once a guy killed me. I said, "All right, I'm never doing that again."
I don't think it's player versus player though. So I think you just set up your base. I tried. This was via Eurogamer post. They tried to describe it because it was described to them at a press event. It sounds like you just set up your orcs and then you walk away.
Yeah.
And then someone else challenges it, and it's them versus the AI.
Right.
But with the equipment
It's
that
like a
you gave
mobile
them.
game.
Well,
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
exactly.
Call of Duty did that a few years ago.
Yeah, it had like the
They
squads.
set up your little squads, and you'd like race, pit them against other AI squads.
Or
from
They're
other
trying
people.
the Forza, the
Feed them milk.
Drivatar.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good people would be like, "I raced Adam Covey." I'm like, "I played once."
That wasn't
Yeah,
it.
me.
and he beat you.
I know.
No, so I was like in a Porsche. I just kept crashing at everything, and so that's my online ghost.
That's your drive
Yeah, it's just me running into shit in a car that's meant for people going through a midlife crisis. Aaron Markey. So
Aaron Markey.
So, the multiplayer will have a few different modes. There is a ranked mode in which, if you try to invade somebody's castle with your little orc bros and some of them die, they die for good.
oh no.
So now we have potentially the combination that no one wants, is that one player could buy a lot of shiny gear for their orc orc army, you try and play against that, and because they spent more money than you did, you lose progress or you lose investment that you have in your orc army because they, with their shiny, glittering, gold-plated mail, were able to beat your cardboard swords or whatever. We don't know that that's the case because we don't know specifically how it's going to play out. But that's the presumption now. There was a very lengthy post, like I referred to earlier, on the Shadow of War forums, but it didn't specifically address concerns that you might play against another player who had dumped loads of money into their army without, like, the ability to know.
Yeah.
So James and Adam are both super into Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Says you.
All right, you guys can say whatever you want about your involvement
I am.
in the game. But it does have a similar thing where you essentially you form a team and then the team fights on your behalf while you're not there. Problem being is if you spend enough money or if you're around people who spend enough money, then you have a pretty legitimate advantage over somebody who just has to play by themselves.
So that's different because that game's a free-to-play.
Yes.
Right.
And I will say it does. The big issue, I think, what I've seen from this the Shadow of War thing, is the gambling aspect. People are upset at the chance to win something because it's playing into the gambling addiction issue, and you're kind of playing into people's weaknesses or vices. Which my argument is, kind of all gaming is like that. You are kind of you're creating a game loop or something, a pleasure loop, if you will, and that's a big reason why I think people play video games is because they are addicting, and it's sort of just how you manage that.
It's more about the recurring fees. Less because like when World of Warcraft first came out, that was a big deal for a lot of people. Like people get addicted to this, they have to pay $15 a month. Like, oh my gosh, like that's
The thing is, you don't have to. It is a choice.
Well, but nobody has to gamble either.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those things where
what
it's
you're
like
compelled to do.
right. But that's what I guess that's sort of the problem is that are we trying to control human nature? And that's why casinos are bad and in quotations, and alcohol is bad and drugs are bad, et cetera, et cetera.
Alcohol actually is bad.
So
Lawrence, is it a pay-to-win scenario where if a player were to dedicate hours upon hours of time to this game, could they eventually get to the same level as somebody that purchased, or like can you grind away and still see the same benefit of just purchasing something?
You can, and that was one thing that they did specifically address in the forum post. Quoting here, are there unique items in the market purchased using gold that you can't get through normal play? The answer is no. All the aforementioned items can be earned playing through the game. Gold merely allows you to get your hands on them immediately.
got it.
So yeah, if you are willing to like grind away, dedicate the hours, you still have the same possibilities, just not the advantage of somebody that has the immediacy of buying it.
Well, yes, you're absolutely right, and that's when I think Adam, you hit on something really interesting, is that games try to be as addictive as they possibly can, and when it's put in that kind of context, then it is a pretty direct time versus money trade-off. And then it gets even weirder because if I bought the game with money, and then I'm paying money to not play the game,
Yeah.
what exactly is the reward? Like where?
It's your own personal fulfillment, I guess.
Well, I mean, this is all in addition to what is probably a multi-hour single-player campaign.
Yes, that is true.
Like, I mean, if they're just making another version of Shadow of Mordor with this feature added in, then this is all sounds like extra, so that way they can justify making a third one because you need to have new revenue streams and stuff, and they probably would. They're like, we'll let you make another one provided you like have some sort of thing in it that makes extra money because no one bought the DLC.
I just know right now the temperature of the community is basically that the CS:GO lottery thing burned a lot of people, and that's why like gambling and loot boxes and the chance to get something has now this really negative stigma to it, which I guess should have been there from the beginning, but now it's being a lot more demonized. So if anything has any sort of random chance loot system, it's immediately thrown into the fire by the community. That's what I've been noticing. Anyway,
Well,
it's really
it's
interesting.
it's frustrating. I think it's frustrating for a consumer. You conditioned a whole generation of players to expect achievement like level 100% completion on things, and now you're saying, well, we still kind of have that, except you need to pay for it. Like, it's It's not. It's weird. It's like this is the tomb you built
Yeah.
for yourself.
A really good example, or I guess analogy, is probably a lot of people always complain about this, which is their cable bill and their cell phone bill. And the reason is because when they buy these services and then they don't work, or there are problems with them, or they're not exactly what they expected, then they get really upset. And that's kind of what I feel like James is talking about, which is we expect a certain level of game or a certain level of play, and then all of a sudden when we have to start paying for it, we're confused. Because it was like, well, wait a minute. Like, I paid for my old phone bill, when it was a landline, and it always worked. There was never a problem. And now cell phones, maybe there's a service outage or whatever else. It's sort of an interesting problem to have, problem in quotations, in the future, because we have way cooler shit now. Right? The games are better than they've ever been. Cell phones and cable and internet are better than they've ever been. But the services are a little more hit and miss than they were before.
Well, it's a little different too, because there was the days of DLC, which are still kind of a thing, but like the Call of Duty map pack, oh my god, we're going to make so much money off of this. And that seems to have traded for the loot box system, or the sort of chance to win. And those are, I prefer those because they're completely optional, and I feel less inclined to give those things money, only because the DLC stuff, like the map packs, those quite literally lock you out of a part of the game that your friends may be enjoying, and you feel compelled to buy into. And I always remember this a long time ago, Bruce, when we played Torchlight. Like, that's an example where I remember we all bought Torchlight 2, and Bruce was like, fine, I'll buy it. Bought it for like $15, then we never played it again.
No, it was I think it was 20, and it was the first night. I played it for like 2 hours, and I was like, well, I mean, it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all wanted to play together.
But that is a thing. It's kind of shitty when you're like, you're using a company's using your friends as a way to get you to buy more things. Whereas, like, I feel like
true.
skins and random loot boxes and stuff, they're like, don't get me wrong, they're still kind of shades of evil, but it's a little less evil because at least the full game is still there, and there's additional content usually coming for it for free. So
It's optional.
yeah,
It's all optional content.
I tend to be more okay with that.
I think the concept of additional content has changed, because initially DLC felt like it was expanding a game to give you more of what you enjoyed about that game, and not to give you advantages or now it's, a lot of it's like skins, or you're collecting gems, so you can, or like doing game purchases for items and powers, etc. And it's like, that didn't really feel what the initial spirit of DLC was, which was just to give you more game.
They were like old school expansion packs, but they were supposed to be a little more atomized, but it was still supposed to be game content, not an evergreen systemic way to extract money without any actual new content. What's weird to me is it was occurring to me that the old axiom used to be, you can have this kind of system in place as long as it has zero gameplay implication. But I think the market has shown that they're cool with that, even if like people that are super into games culture, like people that comment on forums and read a lot of gaming blogs and watch this podcast, things like that. Typically the hard line was do not sell advantages in multiplayer ecosystems.
Sure.
But then I realized, wait a minute, Grand Theft Auto Online is like the hugest service right now.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what it does.
Yep.
Each expansion they unveil some new overpowered like missile carrier platform that you can just hover around with a giant beam of light shooting on you and just like evaporate every player you see. And then it creates that societal pressure in a weird way where if someone else has the goddamn missile trailer, I need one too, because every time I go out into the open world I just get annihilated. Yeah, so
Also, poor gaming channels have to spend their corporate card money on it all the time, otherwise we can't make content.
So it was actually, you mentioned Marvel Puzzle Quest earlier, because that's a game, James, you've been playing for 4 years?
Not full
3
4 years. Don't
3
be
years?
ridiculous. It's only like 3.5.
And I've been playing it probably 2 years, something like that. But what I've noticed is they do the timer pressure. It's less about what your friends have. It's more of, so the example is you need like 13 covers of a character, right? To make them the most powerful they can be. And then once you hit the 14th one, now they're champions. And every extra, comic book cover you get, you put into them to become more powerful as one additional level. The way they get you is you'll have a character ready to go, and then they have that extra cover just sitting there, but you're like, crap, I need to spend this imaginary in-game power thing called ISO to level them up. Oh, look, it's conveniently in the store, and it's priced completely wrong. Like it's always like it's very little for a lot of money. It's like $100 for like whatever, a small amount, but like that's how they get you, because they're like, this cover is going to go away. They even put a timer next
You'll
to it.
waste it. Think
Exactly.
about all the hours you put in to get that thing.
Yep.
And now if you don't spend money, all that time went to waste.
Yeah.
That's basically the
That blows my mind.
Well, the thing is that's a new business model.
It is, yeah.
Because like Marvel Puzzle Quest has adapted over time, changed. I've seen it go through so many changes. But it's crazy to think how that is like a new thing. Like someone in some sort of like biz dev lab figured out that, oh wait, hold on, the real trick here is time. Time is what they want.
Right.
People are going to die someday. They only have so much time.
Well, it's like handing someone, or you go to a showroom floor and they're like, this fridge is on sale for the next 3 minutes. You're like, oh,
I gotta get it.
when it's
Yeah.
like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
It's been on sale for 5 months,
Yeah.
but
Every infomercial has that.
Yeah.
We're running out of stock. Call the next
oh,
15
I
minutes.
love that when the
But
As
commercial-
a kid, I always wondered. I was like, how does it know?
How does it know?
It
doesn't know.
Yeah,
fucking
it turns
know.
out it doesn't.
Yeah.
But you know it's not a lie. Delicious meals from Blue Apron.
They're not.
Yeah. So Blue Apron is sponsoring this podcast, and if you're not familiar with them, they're basically an ingredient/recipe by mail service. So you sign up for them. You can choose how many servings you want per meal, how many meals you want per week, and then they ship you a cardboard box with some ice packs and all the ingredients you need, and then cool little recipe cards that break down everything you need to do with pictures, and there's even videos on BlueApron.com about how to do it. I've been at it for a year now. I'm slowly gaining acumen as a chef, and every time they sponsor us, I'd like to share one thing that I've learned, a revelation that I've had about cooking in general. This week's revelation is about the amount of oil needed when pan frying. Because the instructions always say like a
2
drizzle.
tablespoons, right?
That's
Two
not even,
tablespoons
or sorry, 2
or a
teaspoons.
drizzle.
It's usually 2 teaspoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But typically, if you're gonna pan fry something, they just say a drizzle or a thin layer. And I never had any idea what actually that meant. So it turns out I was always using way too little oil. Like if I was pan frying some onions or something like that. You just get them in some flour, fry them up, and they get real crispy. Problem I always had was if I was like frying something and then flip it, the other side would just get like kind of scorched and not browned or cooked. And I wondered why that happened, and then I was just like, you know what, this time I'm just gonna use a shitload of oil. And I did, and it fried up perfectly. And then I realized I was always cutting the oil because I was trying to like save calories, even though it doesn't make sense. If you're gonna fry something, you're gonna take it from the oil and put it on paper towel and let it drain anyway. So it's not like you're saving any calories by cooking it in less oil.
I
It's
see
just
what you're
not
saying.
going to cook right. So that was my revelation. That it's okay to use a lot of oil when you're pan frying something.
But not too much, because then it'll splatter.
Yeah,
it's
like blind
Also,
butter.
here's
It'll
another
blind you.
here's another thing I learned.
Oh.
To add into it. Some people will put oil on and not let the oil get hot.
Oh, you gotta let it go.
The viscosity of the oil changes. So if you use a drizzle and you're like, but it's not covering the whole pan. When I do this, it's not covering it. It's gonna burn in these sections, but not in the other. It's because the oil isn't hot enough. When the oil gets hot enough, then it becomes just like
liquidy.
liquid water,
Yep.
and then a little bit will go all. You'll be able to spread that all over the whole pan.
I'm learning
even
so
see
much
it.
right now.
There are little oil legs that form. If you like roll it around
Yep.
in the pan,
Yep.
it'll actually kind of like make these little bands, and you can drip water in it and see if it'll crackle, or flour, or you can just use your eyeball. Anyway, and because they want us to focus on the menu items, here they are for this week: basil pesto chicken with summer vegetable panzanella, sautéed shrimp and green beans with a globe tomato, spinach, and orzo pasta, whole grain pasta and summer vegetables, dairy tomato caprese salad, miso butter salmon and lo mein noodles with cucumber and charmed tomatoes, and meatball pizza with fresh mozzarella cheese and charmed tomatoes. That sounds delicious. You can check out this week's menu. It may or may not be what I just read to you. By going to blueapron.com/soup and get your first 3 meals for free. So just as a side note, the way it works out is essentially you sign up for a month, and then they discount like a quarter of it, so it amounts to a week. But that's what that is. So for your first 3 meals free with free shipping, go to blueapron.com/soup. Once more, that's blueapron.com/soup. Spelled how it sounds. Thanks for the sponsorship, Blue Apron.
One last thing to add.
Oh, sure.
Elise and I have to travel soon, like over the next couple months.
Mhm.
And I was getting sad going through my upcoming Blue Apron meals saying I have to skip this week. I was like, we just won't have time to eat it, and I have to skip it, and it makes me sad because I'm like, oh my god, there's like flatbread pizza or something. Different, new, exciting recipes that I hadn't tried before.
We learned how to make French fries last night with the Blue Apron thing. They did the steak and like the
Frites.
frites basically. So you just chop a potato, you throw like it's great.
Yeah.
I do feel like I am learning a lot.
Yeah, it's nice. I'm gonna take a knife skills class.
Really?
I'll come back in with like band-aids all over my hands.
Well, it's that thing now too. Like for Christmas, I used to be like, I don't know, really want. Now I want kitchen stuff.
Oh, look
I
at
want
you.
I want new knives. Like I want things that cut good.
You gotta have a good knife set.
pain.
Yeah.
God, keep bashing the table.
Oh well.
Cooking interests me a lot more now these days.
So I'm curious for you guys, when it comes to monetization hooks in games. Real quick, did you guys see the DLC for Wolfenstein 2?
No.
It's pretty great. It's just like three. It sounds like 3 single-player packs, but focus on different characters in the world. Like you're not always BJ, but
Oh, interesting.
that was like really nice. It was like,
Are they already announcing it?
I was
they-
just thinking
they
it blows
announced
my
the
Game's
mind.
not out yet.
game's not out yet. It's coming out in about
Yeah.
a month, I think. But
I
I
got-
don't know.
I mean-
I like single-player content. To me, that's what DLC. That's the kind of DLC I like. It's just
Yeah.
more of the game that I want to play.
I feel like Bethesda's one of the last studios that can get away with it.
They seem to be holding the single-player torch pretty hard right
Yeah.
now, which I appreciate.
It's like
but
them and a little bit of Ubisoft, but
I'm gonna ask you guys to draw a line in the sand, and it can even be kind of Adam to what you were alluding to. It's just personal responsibility. But what do you think is acceptable and unacceptable when it comes to monetary hooks in video games?
I mean, I'm going to say everything is acceptable because it's a business. But in terms of what I will actually go for, aesthetic stuff, purely aesthetic stuff, I think is good. And I do, like you said, I like things that do kind of not even necessarily extend the story, but like closed loop kind of extensions to the story. Not something that's like, now here's the actual ending.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't play Mass Effect 3, but
Asher's
like,
Wrath.
but whatever, something where it's like you only got part of the story unless you buy the DLC.
it's kind of what they did with the new Deus Ex, I think, as well. I never finished
Did
Deus
they?
Ex, so they basically said they like left the game open-ended.
Yeah.
to,
Well, I'm saying,
Oh,
like-
did they have
like-
an actual ending in DLC?
Blood
think so.
Dragon to me
Oh.
is a perfect example of DLC. I know that just came out, like you could just get Blood Dragon. But
Yeah, it
like,
was awesome.
Like stuff like that is really cool, and then yeah, I also like aesthetic changes. If it's reasonable, it has to be priced in a reasonable way. And I don't know how you price random
I know.
costumes or whatever, but like I still really like Street Fighter V, and they have like a terrible pricing scheme for like all of their stuff. Like you could play the game for 100 hours and unlock one alternate costume for Chun-Li with no other colors or anything, with the in-game credits, or you could pay $140 for 3 costumes. Like it's
Really?
like, I mean, it's not that much. It's a hyperbolic example, but
Man.
like it's really not that great of a deal. And you're like, wait, so this is just a costume pack for some of the characters?
Right, yeah.
I almost wish that they had loot crates in Street Fighter, because it's really hard to quantify what makes a good and bad. Like, because of Overwatch, I have some idea where it's like, okay, they actually had to change the character model. They had to do new animations and stuff. That takes more effort, thus it's a more expensive costume. But some of them just seem like, oh, it's just Cammy in a different bodysuit now, you know?
It's red.
Well,
So-
the fact that, what was it, Street Fighter 4? People were just modding it?
Street Fighter 5, you can mod in.
On the 5, yeah.
You can do either of them. You can mod, but yeah,
Have you
like
played online though?
yeah,
Really?
yeah, you can do anything you
Wow.
want to.
But it just-
But like, it doesn't mod the game; it just mods the aesthetics. And if the
Yeah.
other person doesn't have the thing downloaded in, they just
Oh,
see
they just
the
see-
same character.
That's
But
kinda cool.
you see it as like Akuma as a robot, or like
Yeah.
Zangief as Reinhardt from Overwatch. And like, you have to realize
yeah.
you're competing with those people. So I'm like, I'm never gonna buy costume DLC. I'm just gonna buy
Yeah, yeah.
the Reinhardt mod.
Yeah.
You know,
But you don't even buy it.
but
It's
it's
free.
just free. Yeah.
I think I still think the originals of this did it the best, and that would be Team Fortress 2. I still think Team Fortress 2 is the model that made the most sense to me, which was you could play the game for a certain amount of hours, get new weapons, new skins, whatever else, and they would drop just randomly. Or you could buy crates.
Or
and
idle in a drop server.
well, they changed that because I always
Yeah.
thought that was funny. Although Valve let that happen for a long
They
time.
did. It seemed to me that they were like kind of cool with it. But
They
then
were.
They weren't.
No, it seemed to me they were too because they knew it was happening and those servers existed for a long time. But regardless, you could do it one of two ways, and the drop rates in Team Fortress 2 always seemed great. Like you were constantly getting something, and like you get a lot of duplicates, and then they had a crafting system where that if you got those duplicates, you could craft those down. You basically smelt metal and then turn that metal into a skin that you wanted. And you didn't have to do anything with money.
Yeah.
It didn't matter at all. It's just how much you played Team Fortress.
Yeah.
And so I've always wanted Overwatch to have that very similar system. I understand why they do. I get it.
It's too complicated. I would stop playing if
It was
that was a thing.
well. I mean, like again,
Smelting.
it never, but it never changed your game, regardless of.
Team Fortress.
No, it never changed your gameplay. I could play that
mean-
game stock weapons and it didn't matter.
Oh, I see.
I mean, but
It never made it any better. It's just sort of like there were different
I
weapons.
always felt like people had
But-
better weapons than me. I know they claimed they were balanced, but fuck, man.
I mean, yeah, from what I saw, and I played years and years in that game.
I
But
really hope Overwatch never does custom weapons.
no,
would
I don't think
suck.
they will. I think that because that would require. Overwatch is already so balanced that here at least
Oh, it's okay.
somebody here, Lawrence.
I don't want to do this.
I know.
I think I can get
Overwatch is already so balanced it'd be tough, but Team Fortress 2 they were constantly rebalancing, and so I always liked that model. I thought that model was a really good way to do it. So
was there a double jump thing I was missing?
No, you have to hold down jump when you bounce off something and you'll go way
Oh,
higher.
I missed
I
that
thought
part.
about telling you, but
No,
I
it's
didn't
okay.
wanna
I was just doing
kill
tap.
me.
what about you, Adam?
Yeah, where do you fall on how to spend monies in video games?
I was with James, and like, if it's an optional thing, I think it's fine. And I see the side of it, or try to see the side of it from the developer / publisher, where games have been $60 for a little while now. I think almost 10 years, and the profit margin is probably changing, and they're
Yeah.
trying to find different ways of sustaining games as a business or as a service more than just a game you buy once and move on. And I know there's always going to be the internet darlings like The Witcher and other games where like people
Oh,
point at
yeah.
it and go, "See, they did it right." It's like, sure, but not every game can do that, and not every it's different for everybody. So I understand someone having to make a buck. That's why we have prostitutes, and that's why we have strippers. Everyone needs to make money, doing something that they're good at. So I'm the bravest one here.
You said it.
Yeah, so I could never really demonize anyone for it, but if it's a practice I don't agree with, I will ignore it and I will not buy
In
it.
the
Yeah,
case
just don't
of
do it.
Shadow of War, at least I'm grateful that it's a different mode that I know I'm already not going to play anyway.
Right,
You
that's
know?
true.
It's true.
Like,
Probably yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm just saying specifically for me. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that everyone doesn't have a right, because some people may be like, oh, I loved Metal Gear Phantom Pain's thing, and I'm so excited for another game to have that because maybe it'll be supported better this time or something, right? But for me, my personal play style is I'm never gonna switch on that mode ever.
The minute anyone invades my base and kills all my guys, I'm gonna go,
All right,
I'm done.
oh well.
Yep.
Unless it's the OXM universe,
Which nobody can beat.
which no one can beat, then I don't.
At least, what about you?
For the general consumer, I think that developers, publishers have more of a business, a business ethical responsibility to present their DLC in a way that is transparent and the language and deployment doesn't feel scummy or
Yeah.
deceptive, especially when their audience is younger kids. And though often I'm always divided by the paradox of like, well, how do these kids have credit cards to be
Yeah,
getting
I
this
know,
stuff?
right?
But that's a whole
wondered
other
that.
thing. But from a personal level, I generally just like DLC that furthers story or adds to story, or just kind of gives you more gameplay, especially because I don't play a lot of online multiplayer stuff. So for me, like playing additional levels in a game like Ori or Little Nightmares would be something that I would enjoy. The Resident Evil DLC that came out
the
earlier this
Forbidden
year,
Fruit.
that's kind of like the classic DLC that I enjoy.
Well, to kind of what Elise is saying, I haven't gotten the Zelda DLC because
Oh, yeah, I
basically,
have-
like, the prospect of the first DLC pack is it's harder and there's more challenges, and I'm like,
Well, but then
Like,
there are
it
games.
gives you tools to like find the content you didn't find in the game.
Well, that
is the
stuff,
idea.
sure, but then that's like I'm not going to pay
There are
for
games
a
like
UI
Mario
enhance
Kart.
or something, you know.
When Mario Kart finally had DLC that included new races, I was jumping for joy because I was
Like
like, man,
black
this
people?
is the stuff
Yeah.
that I had been hoping for, like back on the Wii,
Yeah.
to finally exist.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of stuff that I like.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point on this because I feel like there's a large responsibility to a lot of people to make it easy to read and understand.
Yeah.
And that's a thing that, at least with Overwatch, I understand that I'm blowing $50 or whatever it is on a chance. You know, I'm not blowing it on the thing that I want because I know it's like, oh well, I may not get it.
Do you think people actually care though? I mean, we have terms of service agreements that people just do not read, and they don't care.
Well, it's
Well, they care. They're just lazy.
aw.
Yeah,
I mean, human beings, as a general rule, care a great deal, but are also very lazy.
Yeah, I feel like you don't care until it actually affects you in some
right,
way.
right.
All you really want right away is your shiny new toy.
Well, the point it affects you is when you queue up for multiplayer, and you just get
Annihilated.
you just get ass blasted by some dude who is wearing like laser armor, and you're sitting there with like twine around your ankles.
Is
wondering
there?
what
Can
happened.
I maybe we can. I can't. But is there an example of a multiplayer mode like that in some other game where the population died off pretty quickly because
It's funny.
didn't
yeah,
work?
It's funny bringing that up because I was just kind of thinking through the history of it. It seemed like gaming enthusiasts for a long time were very adamantly opposed to this sort of monetization for fear that it would become commonplace. Seems like that did kind of happen because
Yeah.
it made a shitload of money. But you're right. I think that game designers are smart enough to know that if it is purely a give me $60 and you can win all the time type game, no one's gonna play it.
Yeah.
It's owing to the whale economy. You can't have a game of only whales.
Well, that was just what to say though. Then they'll just get a bunch of whales. So it's like,
But they won't have anyone else to play against. You'll only be playing against other whales, so the money doesn't mean anything. You need a player base like the 95% who don't spend any money
Right.
but still play to salt the earth with
well, it depends
matches and
on.
stuff.
But think about it this way: it depends on how fast the population dies out. Because if they die out really fast, you're right. You're absolutely right. The business model's bad. But if you get 5% are whales and they spend thousands of dollars on your game, and then that population survives for another year, that may be worth it.
Yeah.
That may be
I
a
think
cost-benefit analysis they do.
I think maybe what
point.
I've never been a whale in anything. The
Marvel
closest
Plus?
I've come, I've spent more money in Overwatch than Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like part of being a whale is knowing that you can pay money to be better or to have more tools. And I wonder if the community, whatever game came out, was only catering towards whales and no one else wanted to play. I don't think whales would want to play against whales.
That's my point.
You know?
you lose the innate advantage.
I
that
think
you
the
perceive
whales
you
would
have.
stop playing
Yeah.
pretty quickly too
They
because
would,
they're like,
yeah.
"What? This guy has all the shit too? Why did I spend like $2,500 on this?"
I like to think of the one person listening or watching this not knowing what a whale is.
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
imagining.
I was thinking about trying
Like,
to.
is there a
explain.
population of whales playing video games?
They are, yeah, and they have got a lot of cash.
They got the heads on. You're like, this motherfucker killed me. You just hear, "Woo, woo." Like it's echolocation going off. Like, why are they so good at
Yeah.
games? Because of all the money they got. Whales are just inherently rich. It's reparations we gave them for killing all
For
of
killing
them.
all of them, taking their
Yeah,
baleen.
So good.
We're so sorry. Here's all the krill you can eat. Just something.
It just slides through it.
Their teeth strain it.
Well, don't let mobile games. Here, it's a minute. I gotta earn some money. Don't let mobile games take all of your hard-earned money or Shadow of War loot crates. Save some of that for a tasteful watch from Movement. Movement watches are I guess what I like most about it is it's simple, both in design and purchasing experience. You don't got a superfluous amount of dials or shiny things. Just seeing simple, clean, and elegant watch faces. And guess what? They tell the time because that's what watches are supposed to do. You can make a counterculture statement. Don't get no Apple Watch, no sir. I'm an analog kind of guy. Meat and potatoes. Also, if you're just looking to accessorize a little bit, it's an affordable accessory to your wardrobe.
It's a vintage choice.
There you go. Are you an old soul? Do you shake your head at all these dang microtransactions? Then express yourself with a Movement watch. We are offering 15% off to our listeners. All you have to do is go to movement.com/dudesoup. One note about the spelling. Even though it's called Movement, the brand is MVMT. So it's mvmt.com/dudesoup. Go there, check it out, 15% off all orders, and find your style. And never be late again for that for whale night at the local bar. And I was thinking, whales make. I don't know why they make that sound. I was thinking, I wanted to. We have a lovely cast of characters here at Funhaus, and we've in the past referenced the dreaded microtransactions, and I was like, I was gonna make up a whole story about microtransactions, a very long-winded and boring affair that would only serve to enhance and entertain the podcast listeners, but I didn't. I forgot.
Oh.
There's just too much stuff going on. So like, I don't know. For me, when it comes to monetization, I think ideally, you can grab onto the ledge. Oh, never mind, got it. Ideally for me, it would be aesthetic only. I think Overwatch probably hits the best compromise of all things.
Feels like it.
But it also does feel like kind of we are in an era where, it's business. Companies are going to do whatever they can to make money, and if another company does something and it makes a lot of money,
Yeah.
everyone else is going to copy it. And at some point, you can't push back the march of revenue.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Barbarella thing, or Moonraker. So Star Wars comes along.
Oh, I see.
Movie studio re-releases Barbarella, a movie that's nothing like Star Wars. It has a loose sci-fi theme, barely. It could be classified probably as softcore pornography at best, but they re-release it just to make a buck because they're like, Star Wars is a thing, let's do a thing. And then Moonraker, the same, where it's like, Star Wars is big, make James Bond more like Star Wars. Like, what? Why?
Yeah, make it in space. That stuff happens. I feel like James Bond movies have been going for so long that you can sort of you can mark what's hot in pop culture by the tone and references in various James Bond movies. So now it would be like inclusion and characters with actual like depth as opposed to just a dude with a pretty sweet dong who runs around blowing things up.
Sweet Dong?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always thought Bond had a sweet dong.
It would be funny if it was revealed he had a micro penis. They never show the part where he's crying after sex and being like, it usually goes in.
It usually goes.
Well, and they always die mysteriously
Well,
afterwards.
the scene where Vesper's in the shower, that's after they have sex.
Oh,
That's
she's
him.
crying.
She's crying because she thought he was a real man.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
What's the one where is it?
She got blue vag. What's the name of an unsatisfied vagina?
All vaginas.
Elise
guess
would
you're
know.
right, it is-
Ask Elise.
Yeah.
It is a little redundant, isn't it?
I was just gonna say, just say vagina.
I was gonna burn you. I was gonna say, what's your girlfriend's name?
Oh, come
But
on.
She's a lovely woman.
I don't
There we
know.
go.
I don't listen to her.
There we go.
Hey now!
Oh, she's waking up.
Fun of vaginas
Which
now!
one was it? Is it Skyfall? There's another shower scene.
That's the shaving scene.
Is it
with
the
Money
shaving?
Penny.
Oh yeah.
I think that may be what you're referring
No,
to.
no. There's the part where they're on the boat and they're like traveling over to Javier Bardem's like secret island of like
Oh,
misfit
yeah.
toys or whatever, and then the
like,
woman's in
"I'm
the
probably
shower
gonna-"
and he's like me too, and she's like like, and he's like, just let it happen.
Yeah, James Bond's awesome.
I was just like, ew.
Man, speaking of marking Bond movies by their eras, I think Skyfall is vital because as far as I know, it's the first time that James Bond has been like
Emasculated.
emasculated, sexually emasculated. Javier Bardem was gripping up on his dick, and for a brief second, James Bond was like, "Am I about to get like you?
Don't fuck me, please don't fuck me.
There was, there
Was
was.
there the brief moments like, is this what the women feel like when I do it to them? I'm
so sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah, I remember when we saw it, James was like, that's kind of the first situation where it's like Bond didn't really know how to handle it because
Yeah.
he'd never been, or from what we've seen,
He's never been
confronted by
sexually
something like
disempowered.
that. He's always a man that he has, really sexy ladies, and he's a man in charge, man about town.
Even when he gets whipped in the balls in Casino Royale, he laughs.
He was still in it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was still like,
laughs at
whatever.
Well,
was
he's
in
like
control.
a little to the left.
Yeah.
I got an itch.
He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, well,
My
he's
balls
like,
are
he's
so
like,
small, you're not
what are you
even
gonna
hitting
do?
them."
I'm not gonna have kids anymore. Oh, cry, cry.
Get harder, pussy. But yeah, Mads Mikkelsen like stroked his dick a little bit. He'd be like, whoa, bro,
Yeah,
bro,
yeah, whoa,
not
whoa,
cool.
whoa, whoa,
hey,
whoa.
hey, I like girls.
Think I'm gay? I don't know.
Come
That's
on, Mads.
in a good way, at least. I mean, somebody might have made this argument 30 years ago, but I feel like it's nice that was a kind of a first for Bond. I mean, I guess somebody could have. Bond never been in space. Moonraker really pushed things forward. Sure.
Maybe.
They didn't.
No. didn't.
Someone
Although
pointed.
speaking of Roger Moore, I saw
Okay.
Spice World this weekend.
Nice.
Spice World,
Is
Roger.
he in
Oh,
Spice World?
sorry.
Yeah,
I
of
thought
course
you were
he
talking
is.
about Alan Moore. I was
No.
like, why was Alan Moore in Spice World?
Alan Cumming was in Spice World.
He's like the
Yeah.
villain, isn't he?
He'll do anything.
No.
Oh, he's like, oh, Spice Girls, I need you to do whatever or something. He's like their like the
Nightcrawler?
coordinator or whatever.
Well,
He's
for one
the
movie,
studio
yes.
guy.
He's the studio guy, yeah. So basically, the Spice Girls' manager will get calls from Roger Moore, who speaks in nonsensical parables. The movie's actually pretty fucking funny. He'll call and be like, "When the rabbit of tranquility is marching through the fields of chaos, the devil will have his day." And this guy just hangs up the phone and is like, and then it just goes to the next scene. Anyway, Spice World is pretty great. $4 well spent, I say.
Agree. Spice World is great.
It's just weird because I remember everyone collectively rolling their eyes at it at the
They
time.
didn't get it. It was ahead of its time. I never thought I'd say that, but when it was coming out, I was like, wow, that looks like garbage. And then I watched it several years later, and I was like, fuck, this movie is ahead of its time.
Just so you guys know,
Was
Spice.
it like a Hard Day's Night sort of thing?
Yes, it was very Beatles. It was very Help.
What about Crossroads? Was that ahead of its time?
Is that the
Britney
Britney
Spears
Spears
movie?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, or have you ever seen the Monkees movie? You know the
I
like
only saw the show. I didn't know they had a movie.
The boy band. Oh yeah, it was weird too because it was like experimental, and they were like we're gonna do a bunch of drugs and we're gonna make a real like movie. And you watch it like
Is that the one with Rip Taylor? No, I think that was the show. There's a great sequence. Look up
Maybe.
the sequence where Rip Taylor played a bad guy in that show.
You want me to do
and
that?
they
I can do
they
that.
chase they chase each other through a field to a monkey song.
might have been the movie.
So
I don't
I
know.
only know this from watching Behind the Music
I
on
haven't
the Monkees.
seen either. I've just seen clips on the internet.
Well,
But yeah, it's like you want to know what was fucking going on in the 70s. Like this is what was going on.
Wait, did you type in Rip Taylor?
Rip
Type
Taylor.
in Monkees Rip Taylor.
You also put Mokies.
That's fine. They know. Everyone's looking for monkeys.
Rip Taylor is like a villain.
hold on a minute. You need to be quiet.
Oh, it's just getting louder.
I know. It
It's
really
Like
is
you
getting
knew
louder.
you were gonna
It's
try
a
and
loud
silence it.
game.
Stop watching
All right.
monkeys
Hold
clips,
The
please.
Frodis Caper. Monkey.
Maybe.
What the fuck?
It probably wasn't the
this is
movie.
mine.
Get rid
I
of
don't
the
know.
tagged
Get rid of the movie.
Okay.
We just want Rip Taylor.
Yeah.
For those who don't know who Rip Taylor is, you're in for a treat.
This?
Sure.
Fuck it.
It's just a
No,
bad
it's more
thumbnail.
than that.
Alright.
Man,
Rip Taylor.
the monkeys could do no wrong.
Rip Taylor
was-
isn't in the guy. The one of that one monkey looks so weird.
You got the like. Was he?
He
the lead
looks
singer?
like a monkey. He looks like a no.
Mike-
This was a
Mikey?
whole other. This was
No.
a whole other Cold War. We were trying to beat
Which
the
was-
Russians and the British at the same time.
It was hard.
They took our musical crown. We had Elvis,
We were
man.
trying to show the British that we had wit
Anyway, we got a.
too.
And we didn't.
Oh yeah, we didn't know.
We didn't have it.
Anyway.
The last. It may have been to the last train to whatever.
We got a net
Fight
hard
Club.
real quick.
Is that a monkey song?
So hold on a minute. Let me. I gotta.
Oh, you doing
punch
hard
this in.
netting?
Yeah,
Oh, we're on that part.
yeah, we are.
Dang
So
Is Rip Taylor in the Monkeys made-for-TV movie? In
no, good. I got it. All right.
Oh, what the
Oh.
hell?
Your hard net for this week is Knuckles' Family Tree.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's.
Okay.
oh,
Wait a
there's lot
minute.
of-
I gotta read
There's
this.
a lot of blanks in this.
Yeah, it's because they say right here. Don't forget, the blank spaces are characters we have yet to introduce.
Wait, who's
course.
we?
The comic creators? I don't know.
Wow.
So if you
Oh,
go all the way
wait.
back, Jordan and Kaylala were the great grand hedges,
They're like the tree
and all the way
people?
down here.
Well, he's not a hedgehog. He's an echidna.
Sorry,
Idiot.
fuck. The thing is, like, you look at this. There's a lot of stupid names, but
Moritori Rex.
yeah, Moritori Rex is in there.
Ooh.
One of the things that hit me is Knuckles basically fucked his cousin
Mhm.
to make Lara Sue, because they
Oh,
branch
yeah.
off here.
You're right.
And the other thing that's weird is there's like what 1, 2, 3, 4,
That cousin's
5,
like, yeah, 4
6,
times,
7
5 times
generations?
removed.
That's close enough.
It was like the Targaryens.
Yeah, that's no
Okay.
big deal.
Yeah.
That's
Keep
no
the
big deal.
blood-
We're
Or
also
pure.
echidnas. I mean, those things will fuck anything.
But
also, the 16-year-old who drew this, do you think imagines that these creatures are fucking each other and they're
Well,
actually like spumming in one another,
that's
or they
what-
lay eggs?
That's what I was gonna ask. Who made this?
I assume it's from the Sonic comic.
So then it's official.
So wait,
Yeah,
well,
So it wasn't.
No,
some
it's like
sort
a,
of-
it's like a 45-year-old man.
It
that
was
did
a
this.
man, a staff writer for
Either a
hire.
16-year-old or a 45-year-old.
I got a supplemental image for you just to back this up here.
Hold me over.
What do I got here? Sorry, I'm reading off my phone, so I gotta punch in the codes. You know how it is. Got to punch in the matrix code.
Oh, what's
Mm,
this?
it's the whole
So,
family.
There's
Countless echidna families would have their lives affected by this blood feud.
Blood feud.
Oh, there's a blood feud within
The
the.
squabbling has crossed time and space, growing more convoluted with each generation.
I thought he was like an islander.
He's got fucking little maracas on his.
Wasn't Knuckles supposed to be like an islander?
I don't
Like
know.
he came from like
Look,
You look at his
he's
image
from
and
Star Trek.
tribesmen.
One of them's got the LeVar Burton visor on.
Oh, this guy.
This is canon.
Yeah, this is hard canon.
The really weird thing is I've seen an echidna in real life. They're not as cool as Knuckles.
Well, I've seen hedgehogs. They're
Yeah,
not as cool as
hedgehogs,
Sonic.
yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
is as cool as Knuckles.
Foxes are the only thing that's cooler. Like an actual fox
Yeah.
is way
Yeah.
cooler than Tails.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tails kind of sucks.
Yeah.
What about Star Fox?
Yeah, Star Fox is way cooler than Tails.
Starbucks
No, but
is
Star
not
Fox, Star Fox cooler than foxes.
What
No.
about, what about
Star
Michael
Fox is the
J.
perfect
Fox? Thoughts?
He's a fox too, and he's cool.
So there's a lot
Megan
of really
Fox.
cool echidnas here.
Hot.
There's the Visor Echidna, Sci-Fi Echidna. There's Smokey the Bear Echidna.
They basically did the
There's
same thing with
Robo-Echidna.
Superman in the 90s.
Yeah.
This is
splitting
when
all the
Elise
echidnas.
tunes out of the podcast.
There's a.
This doesn't even seem
have to
like
take
hard
away our
netting to me.
phones.
This seems like official Sonic art.
It is.
Yeah,
official.
so how is this hard netting?
Well, then this is your argument to make, my
Fair.
dear.
Did you
Oh,
know
yeah,
about this?
I vote for the other guy, whoever it
'Cause
was.
I didn't.
I don't remember.
All right, Ivan Doran, I guess.
Oh, it's Ivan Doran again?
Still Ivan Doran, yeah.
He's,
Oh.
Yeah, he's still the champion.
We haven't retired him?
Not yet.
So wait,
I
so
feel like we got to put his jersey up on the wall at some
yeah.
point.
we didn't know where this comes from, Lawrence. Are we sure this is from the comic?
I mean, this.
Reverse Google image search that.
Having an eye for Sonic fan fiction, which I consume a lot of.
That's not fan fiction.
I'm actually
though.
I'm
It's real.
curious.
That's what I'm saying.
How did you find
No,
it?
he knows. He smells
Oh,
out the
I
truth.
see.
It was posted somewhere. I don't know how to reverse an image search. There, I did it.
I guess that's the only one.
How do you reverse image search? That wasn't the right way to do it. You do
You gotta,
this.
you gotta like,
Oh, there we go.
you gotta
That'll do
save it.
Hmm. Oh, I see. Hold on.
There's only one.
There may only be one.
I don't want.
I wonder
You
if
have
this,
to.
is,
Where was
Yeah.
that?
this is a comic that you can buy in a comic book store.
There we go. That's.
I mean, comic book stores don't exist anymore, Bruce.
I've been to one.
All right, here
I bought
we go.
X-Force.
There we go.
Yeah, that's it. Family of Archie's Gang. What?
What the
Archie
hell?
Comics Family Tree.
Wait a minute, it's tied to Riverdale?
I guess so.
Yeah, Archie Comics. I think
Plot
Prince
thickens.
Sonic. I think he's Archie Comics.
What the fuck?
Sonic fucked Betty. How does that make you feel?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
And he took a long time. The one thing he did
Ew.
slowly.
Ew, that's gross.
Anyway, I vote for
Archie
Rip
Andrews.
Taylor.
Sonic.
He wasn't in hard netting.
It's the last train to Clarksville.
Oh, there it is again.
Knuckles Family Tree. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Sonic's run on Archie Comics just came to an end.
What's
so.
the date on this?
Lest we forget, here are the answers to Sonic number 104's alternate Sonic page, clockwise from the top. Evil Sonic from Sonic number 11, Mecha Sonic from Sonic number 25, Sonic from Super Sonic Special number 12,
Sonic.
Solar
Cool.
Sonic from Sonic 71, and Terminator Sonic from Sonic 19.
So this looks like a
Terminator
scan.
Sonic.
It's definitely.
What's
It was
the
up-
post date
this
on
was
this?
uploaded to. I love how there's
Oh, 2 years
So-
ago.
there's one named Mary Sue.
So here's my thing.
Mary Sue. Ah! Ha ha!
The fact that we can barely find any information on the internet, that this isn't internet sourced, this would get my vote for hard printing,
Yeah, but not netting.
but not hard netting, unfortunately.
All right.
I like it. I like it a lot, but by default, I have to go Ivan Doran.
Okay. Brotherhood of Guardians. Whoa! Look at them all. That was kind of cool.
With the Rastafarian in the front.
Yeah, the Rasta Knuckles.
That's
There it is.
Knuckles.
It's just Knuckles.
He
Brother-
had a cane, too.
Brother
The
Van-
Rastafarian one had a cane. He's old.
It was
Yeah.
a secret group of older guardians who protected Angel Island
This
and other
wins.
parts of Mobius,
This one's for me.
operating from their secret facility.
I would never have
Haven.
known about this if it weren't for the internet.
The group's primary aim was to protect
You gotta read the
echidna interests
comics.
on the global scale. They're like
Nobody read this comic.
They're
All right,
echidna
I'm with
supremacists?
Bruce. I vote for Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles.
The Knuckles family tree.
And Sonic.
generations of guardians managed to fend off numerous invasion attempts by the Dark Legion.
Except it's all sourced from a comic book
But
that
that's
actually exists that
But
was
we don't-
paid
but
for
that's what it
by
started
from.
corporate
But-
money.
But I mean, I would argue that you wouldn't know about the other guy. I already forgot his
Whoa.
name for the internet too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So-
but this one for me is even more important
Hold on.
because
Rembrandt
Because you love
deceased.
Sonic.
well that helps.
Steppenwolf.
But even though I don't love Sonic, I actually ironically love Sonic. Because I think it's the dumbest thing in the
True.
fucking world.
Here's the list.
But-
The list of the Brotherhood of Guardians, half of which are deceased: Edmund, Steppenwolf, Moonwatcher, Harlan, Rembrandt, Aaron, Jordan, Matthias, Hawking, Tobor, and those are all dead. Now we're getting into live ones.
Also, this is extremely hard netting because people have been dedicating lots and lots of time to this. But who?
Hold on. Are we? What is the candidate? Because the candidate initially was that image. Is the candidate archiesonic.wikia.com?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's
Well,
Knuckles
we
fan
need to
fiction.
establish what the actual candidates
I think
are because
it's-
it was
it's-
established that image, which is
the
a scan from a
candidate
comic
Sonic
book.
the Hedgehog universe?
I think Knuckles fandom.
The
At least-
candidate.
Knuckles fandom.
Yeah, that's the other image. The candidate is Knuckles' legacy, all of it. So that includes the depictions of his family members, the
Fan theories.
the fan theories. Sure, the
You guys are using the term fans,
Yeah,
but someone can be a dedicated Sonic universer and still chronicle Knuckles and the Brotherhood of Guardians
Guys.
lifetimes without necessarily liking Knuckles.
Knuckles is the only active guardian. Status unknown for Spectre, Sojourner, Thunderhawk, and Saber. Altair is inactive.
At least
Oh
does it
my
help
God.
that it's tied to Riverdale?
The rest are
No,
gone.
that makes it worse. Can we vote?
Look at all their wives. Windmatcher.
God.
Windmocker?
Windmocker.
Imagine being the writer or comic producer on this,
Necapion?
and then you go to like Sonic Fest,
His
you know,
half-brother.
14,
Whoa.
and then all the questions are like, in issue 32, Dark Knuckles met Light Knuckles.
Yeah.
Thoughts, and it's like,
Well, he would know. He wrote it.
but he
probably-
didn't care.
There's
He was
probably
drunk.
there. I imagine there's a desk
Wait,
somewhere
hold on. There's something with
where
Archie.
some guy was working on something. He was like
Archie original
putting a
Timothy
lot of
Mouse.
stuff in here, a lot of theories of my own. He's like, I wonder if I should send this up the line to make sure I can get it approved. Fast forward 3 months, and then he's like, wow, the comic came out, and there were no edits whatsoever to my story. And then he looks over and he realized he never mailed the letter that asked for the approval because no one gave two shits.
Said return to sender.
Yeah.
Or working on an Iron Man game or something.
Adam, there's some great IMDb quality trivia here.
Yeah. I love
Rosa
it.
Lynn's name is echidnaized version of a real name, Rosa Lynn. Similarly,
What?
Diane Na's name resembles the real name Diana.
I vote for the other guy.
Of course it does. They just put a dash in.
That's trivia, Prince. Isn't that interesting?
God.
All right, all right.
Wait,
voting.
Knuckles doesn't have a dash.
I know. I love this.
It's Knuckles.
Yeah. It's,
Maybe he's got like a a Kal-El kind of name.
It's always
he's
the
called
thing-
Knuckles here, but
it's
his
like,
real name is.
if you assign numbers to each letter and you add it up and then add 8, it equals 64. What?
Yeah.
Why? Which is the system that Sonic
Yeah,
was
that's
never
not-
on.
You mean Knuckles?
Like
We're
whoever,
talking about Knuckles right now.
whatever.
House of Dimitri.
I give it to.
This
I
is so
vote
cool.
I vote Knuckles fandom.
Okay. Elise is obviously an Ivan Doran fan.
guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this boring you?
This is the most excited I've been all day.
I know.
Bruce,
It's really
where-
hard to bring him down from this.
I'm gonna be all hyped up.
Bruce, I think I know where you're voting.
No, absolutely.
Make it official.
The Brotherhood of Guardians.
You're the
Alright.
tiebreaker, Lawrence.
I
No,
know.
I don't vote. I don't get a vote.
Oh, wait.
James, you're.
Oh, the audience votes.
Oh, wait,
right?
yeah, you
Is
said
that
you-
how we
it's
do
hard
it?
printed, but
Ivan Doran. This is stuff that exists. I think it. Obviously this stuff exists. This is no surprise to me.
Pre-Super
and so,
Genesis wave.
so I don't find it to be especially internet.
There's the pre-Super Genesis wave timeline.
You don't find this to
click
be
that image.
especially
Again, now
internet?
he's just going down rabbit hole.
I
don't-
know.
I don't know what this
Knuckle holes!
represents.
Okay, so we have a
Echidna
tie.
holes.
It's just what we can just keep clicking and clicking.
I
And
know.
clicking,
That's
like-
why I love it.
The Mobius Encyclopedia.
That's hard netting.
All right. So last time we had a tie, I put a straw poll in the description.
Oh yeah.
A couple days late, but I'll do it again, provided straw poll doesn't throw me an error when I try to make a poll this time. So it's not going to happen for a day or two. Give it a minute. But once it goes live, usually on Wednesdays, there will be a poll there. It'll also be in the description if you're an audio listener. And you can make your voice heard, whether Ivan Doran, the man of 1,000 notes, or Knuckles' legacy of protecting this Earth from anti-Knuckle interests, anti-Echidna interests. Which is harder netting, you can decide.
The Brotherhood of Guardians.
Look at that. Was it
Immortals.
not Immortals? What's the Defender? What's that thing called? Fuck.
Inhumans?
Oh,
Inhumans.
Inhumans.
Does it?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
God,
Inhumans.
God, it looks like
Have
shit.
you watched it?
I watched the trailer. Yeah.
Oh, you saw
wait,
just
yeah,
the trailer?
was terrible. Yeah.
Oh,
The
man.
trailer looks like a accident leak trailer. Like it's like
It's really
it's
weird.
like the weird sound effects that
It's really
we
bad.
use in our wrestling videos.
The best part is like filmed in IMAX. Like if you film a piece of shit
Yeah.
with a 70mm lens, it still looks like shit.
That's the kind of show though that I think I'm gonna be like, that looks like garbage, and then someone's gonna tell me after it's been on for 4 seasons that it actually got pretty good this season. Great.
Well, I think that'll do it for today's podcast. Just a quick note, if you're watching this live on Facebook or YouTube, you are doing so because it's first week, which is the week that we at Rooster Teeth try and spread the word about all the awesome features about being a first member. This week we got a couple things going on. All live broadcasts will be free to watch on Rooster Teeth's site and on YouTube. That includes CCTV, RT Podcast. There's a big image that has all the shows and when to find them. You can also celebrate the release of Day 5 Season 2 by watching all of Season 1, which is now available for anyone who wants to watch it. I believe that's on the Rooster Teeth website. And you get free previews of some of our first-only shows, Theater Mode, Backwards Compatible, and Fan Service, all of which are fantastic, so go check them out. We do have sign-up goals. So last year we did a first weekend. There were, like, goals for hitting certain first sign-ups.
It's like a Patreon kind of.
Yeah. And it's the same thing this week. They will be announcing all of those goals on the RT Podcast, which is right after this show, so make sure to stay tuned for that. There's some cool stuff. We heard it in the meeting this morning, but we're gonna let them announce it because they're cooler than we are, and more people watch that show.
Clearly.
And if you're already a first member, you can help us by gifting first membership to somebody else. So yes, dear listeners, Rooster Teeth found yet another way to let you spend money, and we'd love you to do that. So, and we do, on a serious note, Rooster Teeth would like you to know, and we would like you to know, by proxy, that first memberships are really what make the company work. Direct revenue is what made Rooster Teeth a profitable business in the first place, which is unheard of for a media company at all. We've been through a number of companies, G4, Machinima, what have you, all of which didn't really have sustainable business models, nor were they interested in even trying, because they just wanted to get acquired, or in G4's case, I don't know what the hell.
Who knows?
Yeah, but Rooster Teeth wants to pay their employees and be fair to them and continue making cool shit. And we get to do that because we get direct revenue, which is what the first membership program is. So if you'd like to support the company and enable us to do cool stuff, first memberships are how it's done. Take that as you will. We're going to keep making content, and some of it will be free, some of it won't. Not going to lecture you about it, but if that's what you'd like to see and you'd like to see more of it, then consider a first membership or even gifting that.
We have that Overwatch series coming.
That's
When is
true.
that?
Thursday.
That's
Yes.
this week, yeah.
This Thursday for first members only.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you guys for bringing that up. We're trying a more long-form kind of gaming series where we just try to get good at Overwatch, and we do that by kind of developing our communication skills, our teamwork, our individual skills, and yeah, we're kind of curious to see if anyone has any interest in watching us try to be good at a video game.
Let's just be honest. It was a way for us to play Overwatch during work
Yeah,
hours.
we enjoyed
That's
it.
really
We enjoyed it
That's all
very,
it
very
was.
much.
It's a scam.
It's totally a scam, but hopefully one that everyone can enjoy.
Watch
so.
our scam.
Yeah.
We got another scam show
Rooster Teeth's motto.
debuting
Which one?
a month from now.
Oh yeah, the scam show.
At least, what's your scam
New
show?
scam.
We have another scam show coming back. You may be familiar with scams 1 through 3 of Twits and Crits. Now we're back for a 4th season, technically, but we'll explain more on a future date. But it's going to be a little bit different, and that's coming up too. If you want to secure that first membership and get ready for that, and check out the show now.
Yeah.
There you go. A panoply of delicious content awaits you beyond the first gate. So thank you for listening. This show will be on feeds and stuff on Wednesday as usual. But we have the post show coming up.
Lawrence keeps-
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
I was like, what's the dramatic pause? Oh,
No.
you farted. You're all dying.
I didn't fart.
My stomach routinely
this is your seat?
undergoes
Oh, yeah,
weird
no,
convulsions.
It's rotting from the
I
inside.
just
Yeah,
hear
kinda.
burp, fart. Such men.
Right, we're all sweet dudes here.
God.
But on the post show, we look at some fan art. We take some we take questions live, and we dole out very serious and very qualified life advice. And if that sounds like something you'd like to receive, please
No,
stay
don't say
tuned
that. Don't say that.
because it'll be free.
I think even
I
Dr.
would
Drew's
watch.
like, don't. No,
No.
I'm a doctor, but don't listen to me.
Yes, children, let us advise you. But we're going to take a quick break first. So thank you for listening to Dude Soup. We'll be back next week as usual on roosterteeth.com. And the post show's coming right up. So if you've never seen it before, stay tuned. It's a pretty cool time. And we'll be back in like 5-10 minutes. So see
Yeah.
you guys then.
Pee break.
Da, 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 da.
guys, everyone should care about the Slam Dunk Festival. Slam Dunktival. Actually, that spoiled the surprise. That was gonna be the first slide on the post show. Dang it, internet. Anyway, you guys ready?
All right.
All right. All right. Tap that little guy.
There's that URL, everybody.
There she is.
Normally the YouTubers don't have the access to that URL, so you should be getting more questions today.
Exactly. A whole landslide of interesting and thought-provoking questions. Look at that. The Slam Dunk Festival in Birmingham.
There it is. It's a real thing that
2017.
I was not referring to on demo disc.
You knew exactly what you were talking about, Bruce.
Nope.
You knew exactly.
I meant to say, I think it's Slam Dunk Contest is what it's called
Oh shit,
here.
I fucked it up. Oh, I can post show number 134, August 7, 2017, whatever.
Oh, okay.
That's a much better intro. I should do that for Dude Soup. I thought about mixing it up, but I'm too far behind the 8 ball now.
The best part was in the video, just the way Bruce said it. It was like, this isn't the Slam Dunk Festival. Like,
Because I thought
Yeah.
I thought I was going to say the right thing, and I absolutely did not.
It was the same inflection that Spinal Tap used in the Simpsons episode. Like, this is a rock concert, not a splish splash show. Like,
Because they couldn't think of something.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the joke.
Yep.
People, chill out.
No chill.
Oh, it is Elise
Whoa,
on the
whoa.
battlefield.
Thank God she's here to appreciate it.
I'm
After all those hours she spent playing Dark Souls.
I'm cool with all these depictions of.
He wants his comfortable chair.
Oh, okay.
James wants comfortable chair.
Hey, you guys sit in whatever you want to.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
The torture chairs.
Yeah.
I'm just
me,
glad
by
it's
the
not
way.
85 degrees.
Yeah,
That's
that's what I
85
think that's the problem. I'm improving the conditions
Yeah.
exponentially.
That's what I'm grateful
Pretty
about.
soon we'll just be in wheelchairs.
Evan asked, anyone played Pyre yet? Finished this past weekend. I'm curious to your thoughts.
What is? I
No.
keep hearing about it.
Super Giant, the guys who did
played it.
Transistor.
We played the demo at like one of the PAXs, I think PAX West or PAX East or something like that, and it was really cool. But it came out like all of a sudden. It felt like we played the demo and then heard nothing of it, and then it was like, and it's out, and I was like, oh well, I wasn't prepared.
It's fucking great.
They're a pretty indie studio,
Yeah,
but they just put out really good shit.
Super Giant has not made a bad game yet, and they're 3 games in, and that's pretty impressive. Pyre is wild because it's a completely new kind of game. It's kind of Rocket League-y in the sense that it's very sports. It's like fantasy sports. There's a spirit orb you got to throw around.
Fantasy football.
You got to like slam dunk it into the other person's team. The catch is when you're not holding the orb, you can only move the player that's holding the orb. Everyone else doesn't move. And when
You
you're
played it?
not
Yeah, I
holding
liked
the
it.
orb,
Actually.
you like it?
Yeah.
that's good enough. Anyway,
We should play it.
Alexander asks, what scientific achievement would you like to see before you die?
This was on Reddit today.
Time travel.
This person pulled from
Oh,
Reddit
how
front
dare you.
You
page.
can't do time
For
travel.
me,
How dare you.
teleportation.
Teleportation.
But you can't. Well, like which kind though?
Break
Like-
down my atoms. Put me.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say you want the one where you die and then are reassembled.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want them to fix death, which is kind of negates the premise of the
all I
question,
want.
but
This is really funny.
just, yeah,
I like
roll
that
back the aging process. That's
Dawn
easy.
is the
can do that.
ringmaster of Rate Your Pain.
There's those jellyfish that live forever.
Yeah, let's be them.
There
Yeah.
you go. They're living the dream.
Just inject a bunch of jellyfish goo into me.
You just jerk off those jellyfish, you eat their cum, and you live forever like unicorn.
What?
Huh?
Oh, look at those
Ninjas.
onesies.
Did you
Doing
guys see
sweet
that
head spins.
dude that had his like legs eaten by sea fleas?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
I did see that. That was
That's-
amazing.
How do we get our hands on some sea fleas?
Come on, give me another window. I know
They're
you
just
can do
gonna
it.
send you a link to Knuckles being
There
a
we go.
feminist from
Yeah.
Sonic Boom.
I'm just trying to check. Oh, it's from Sonic Boom.
Knuckles is a feminist?
How am I supposed to? I gotta check this because it might have bad words in it, but I can't listen to it.
Bad words.
Who cares about bad words?
Bad words is a
Fuck,
YouTube.
piss,
Yeah.
shit,
Sonic the
feminist.
Warrior Cat.
There's no nudity in it. Come on,
See
put
what
it
I
in.
did?
Put it over there.
There might be nudity.
Do you know if he's saying bad words by reading his lips?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I kind of have this connection with Knuckles. He's my.
He's
my
saying
main
something
man.
about how she gets to play soccer too.
Let's watch it.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Of
All right,
course
well.
not. There's not going to be nudity in that. It's YouTube.
Boy, there's a lot of
We're
weird
gonna put
recommended videos
Knuckles
after
hard netting next week against
Sorry.
Sonic Boom.
that one. Oh, I'm fine.
Yes.
I'll watch it later. Someone.
You guys
I'll
selling
look it
out.
up. I'll look it
Hard
up.
netting
Selling
sold
out to
out.
who?
Hard netting sold out.
What money did I get?
And prove once and for all that a female can be just as good an athlete as a male?
You know, Amy, anytime someone calls attention to the breaking of gender rules, it ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality by implying that this is an exception and not the status quo.
It's a kids cartoon.
Doesn't that make him not a feminist?
Yeah.
It does.
Because
make
he's
him
saying
not
don't talk about it.
Yeah.
He's making
Oh
Knuckles
wait,
is-
we talked over the last part of the line. Hold on.
He's an equalist.
There's a really awesome song.
He's saying the
There it
dissonance
is.
she creates in addressing it undermines her position for equality. I don't care
Yeah,
for
that's
this
fucking
Knuckles.
Knuckles is different. Ever since he got those
Yeah.
whatever
Right.
Ever
bandages,
since he fucked
yeah.
his cousin and had all those kids.
I like the kid in
tree.
the costume to the right. Knuckles and Knuckles
Does
and
Knuckles do a rap?
We got a lot of comments to get through.
Yeah. So many.
Do the knuckle chuckle.
This is great.
Yeah.
Zandy's still killing it.
Nice.
I don't like that you're pointing at your crotch.
Yeah,
That's my ult.
It's gross.
It's right there.
Disgusting.
Good stuff.
He can't rewind time. He's just got a bulge.
What song was the theme in between Dude Soup and the Post Show? I don't know, man. I got it off of a royalty-free music site. I just listened to it a little bit. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
Just say it's called Stinky Village by the AstroTurfs.
That's
There
what
you
it
go.
is. So Google it.
Someone's
He
gonna
knows
tweet
about
and go,
Astro
"That
Turf."
song exists and that person's real." Here, look, it's like Slam Dunk Fest.
See, you're the stupid one. John A. writes, plans on another drunk gameplay. Those are always fun.
We've been thinking about it.
I circulated the idea. I know, weird.
Those are awesome.
Oh, these are great. Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't remember signing that,
I
but I
do.
did.
I do.
I
Wait.
I wrote, "Where's Max?"
Yeah, now where's
Yeah,
Tommy?
where's Tommy?
That must have been like years ago or something. That couldn't have been this year, was it?
That's awesome.
It was a while ago. Yeah. I
Sweet.
I nearly weekly try and convince these guys
His
to
hand.
get drunk on the clock, and they won't do it.
Well, we
They
got to
won't
figure
do
out.
it.
No,
gotta
we got to
figure
figure
out
out
the
the
game.
right way to do it.
I think.
I know you want to do it every Friday, but we got to do
Yeah.
it the right way.
I think. Oops.
Give him
The,
a taste.
shoot, the credit is covered by the webcam there.
It's interesting that for this they photoshopped all of your heads on top of the characters' bodies, but for mine they just used my body.
So many tabs. You're like a snake.
It's so hard to clean that loincloth thing.
Ugh.
But this is by at shard number 6, then the word 6 on Twitter. I apologize. I usually try to avoid that lower left. I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking.
Lawrence, you look great.
Somebody made this in Forza Horizon 2.
Oh wow,
Yeah, a little
Oh,
fun buzz.
slick.
that looks awesome.
Oh, fuck wagon.
Remember when Gran Turismo had like good graphics for cars? You'd see the replays in Gran Turismo, you're like, it's like a car.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
now
Now the
Gran
votes.
Turismo doesn't come out anymore because they're like, we're perfecting it.
Yeah.
Well,
Still.
have you
Hurry
ever
up.
seen?
And then Forza has 12 different Forza games that everyone loves.
Have you ever seen the video that's like it's the actual car they use for car commercials?
Yeah.
It's like it's just this like little buggy with a bunch of reflectors on
Yep.
it because every car commercial now the car is CGI.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like it's this one weird little dune buggy thing, and they use basically just like they were talking about how they use the Unreal Engine for
Yeah.
it, and they're like every car is
But
like
How
doesn't.
can you buy that car?
Hold
Can
on.
you?
I'm just saying, like
I wanna buy the
we're now
shitty
using
little
Gran
buggy.
The
Turismo
buggy car?
graphics.
it could be anything.
Graphics card.
But is it at least a professional driver on a closed course?
I don't know.
Because it needs to be.
And
And,
they always
if
say
it doesn't
that.
let me know,
Yeah.
I'm going to try driving through the desert.
For once, the disclaimer should be like driven by a crazy person
Yeah.
at, like with no supervision.
I always like when it's like a Ford F-150 going upstairs carrying 4 elephants in the back, and they're like professional driver. Closed course.
What is this?
Who's
Somebody's
Ma-
putting
Ma-
James into Overwatch.
Oh, I didn't see my moves. I only
Yeah.
saw me. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So
Nice to meet you.
3 suplexes. That's nice. I always said that I wanted an Overwatch character to have like an ult that solo targets. You basically get to solo target one character, pull them out of the fight for a little bit, and deal damage. So
Take
that
them
would
into
be
the
it.
Shadow
It's
Realm?
like grabs them. And
Yeah,
Suplex.
sounds more like a Smite thing.
Donovan's starting some shit. How do you guys feel about Cow Chop's attitude towards you guys?
What do
They
you mean?
have an
What's
attitude.
Do they have an
attitude
attitude
towards
towards us? I was
James,
just-
you. Oh, I mean.
No, you go ahead. Wait, or can you go ahead?
They pranked me this weekend.
They pranked
They
you.
pranked me. The doorbell rang, and then there was a bag, and it was on fire. I said, I gotta put this bag out.
Oh no.
So I threw dog shit at it because
Oh,
that's
right.
what
That's
gets
what
the
you normally
flames to
do,
go
yeah.
out. Turns
Yeah.
out there was a cupcake inside,
Hey,
and so I didn't get the
if
cupcake.
they want to start some beef, we'll get some
Yeah.
buns. They come over here, we'll get a barbecue going.
Yeah.
We'll get a grill
That's it.
going.
Who did that? Who
Couch
did
up.
that? And I looked out, and it went James's head, Alex's head, Brett's
Oh.
head, Trevor's head.
Yeah. And they all went
Yeah.
like that and
We're
ran away.
inviting them
And you're
for
like, get a job.
barbecue.
Yeah.
Boy, they have jobs.
Yeah, no, get a real job. Lane did a coloring of
Oh yeah, that's right.
Noel Miriadis.
He did say that. That really happened.
I like his shit.
I know.
He's so bashful.
Did he
Oh,
say
yeah.
that?
I think he did. That was one of the things he had to shout.
Yes, that was his
He
daily
didn't have to use
affirmation.
the word tits.
No, he didn't.
I
He
don't
could've
like
just
when
said
Peak
boobs.
says. I don't like when
Yeah.
Peak says tits.
I don't like when Pete
When he
says
says-
anything like
or
that.
cunt.
When he says
Yeah.
Which he
bad
says it all
words.
the time.
No, he doesn't.
He drops the N-word off camera all the time.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
really
we
makes
don't.
me
We don't
uncomfortable.
need it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That was that was a Funhouse secret. Sorry guys, take that one to the grave if you could.
Is that a question?
Candido says, yeah. No, it's more of a demand. More info about twits and crits.
It's coming back.
More. Yeah.
Arete, Candido.
It's coming back, and I can see that Miriadis is front and center
Oh yeah.
for the new thing.
Oh, that reminds me. I got to tell you something after the.
Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Well,
secrets
I
are
guess
no
we-
fun.
it's a good
Secrets
thing.
Yeah.
hurt
we
someone.
Nope,
record,
nope.
how long?
It's
We
the
recorded
opposite.
what? 4 hours last week.
Yeah.
Oh,
4
man.
hours.
Yeah.
Steven, I think the Funhouse Disneyland shirt comes out near the end of the month, August 20-something.
Oh yeah, we need to go do a photo shoot there.
At Disneyland.
Yeah.
Adam's
Oh,
right.
the golden goose.
Let's go back.
It's the only way.
So Taz drew us up the golden goose, and then James rightly said not ripped enough.
Yep.
Took him back into the gym.
Whoa!
Nice.
Got that goose cut.
That's my kind of goose.
That's only
Damn.
like 2 weeks of steroids, right?
He looks like.
Depends on how much time he spends in the gym, but I'd say that's definitely attainable within 2 weeks.
He looks like the Boz, or what was that? Was that the
I'm the
football
Boz.
player?
Baz? Wait, yeah. Because
dude-
he had like the wraparound.
He was like the
shades
most
and-
80s looking football player of all
Oh
time.
yeah, yes.
Yeah,
I know what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
Hold on. I think it was.
They did
the
a 30
Boz.
for 30 on him. It was. I know nothing about him, but oh man, there he is.
Yeah.
The Boz.
He's Duke Nukem in real life.
Dude.
Wow. He is, huh?
He was all
So
attitude.
cool.
Ugh.
Oh man, that's cool. I click on that.
Do you know
Jeez.
how much, at least, is it impossible for you not to feel like you should sleep with him?
I mean, I wouldn't be doing much sleeping, Bruce. Look how cool he looks.
Whoa, nice even curl right all the way
I
up.
don't
Do you think
understand.
that bar was bent before, or it was just so much weight?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh, Gurko asks, why does Elise have to sit in the back?
She knows what she did.
Huh.
We invited her up to the front.
I
today.
offered to sit in the
Maybe
back,
when she learns to behave.
and she refused.
The Boz broke the lower half of my body, so we have to hide me back here
She got
so you
polio.
can't see my polio
Her
legs.
legs are all shaking, trying to walk around.
Uh,
Oh, this is so cool.
I mean, jokes aside, it just shakes out that way because
My desk is right here.
her desk is right there. The mics are sort of arranged the way they are for normal recording, and that's basically the one eye line to her desk that we have when we're all sitting like this. So.
And I have a really small head, so it can fit in the framing.
She's actually sitting right up in line with us.
Yeah.
People always see
Forced
Elise in real
perspective.
life, and they go, "Oh, Elise is smaller or shorter than I thought." But that's generally because she's closer to the camera. This is her directly in line with the rest of us,
Just like Frodo and Gandalf.
just like Frodo and Gandalf.
Russell crushing it.
This is awesome.
Absolutely crazy.
Someone accurately pointed out that Lawrence has a six-pack on his crotch, which I like.
Nice.
Oh wow!
I've
I
been doing
didn't
a lot of
notice that.
dick curls lately.
Jeez.
It's,
Who's the Flash?
Dawn, baby.
That's dumb.
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh
He's
man,
always running from those fires.
speaking of dick curls, fuck, what was it called? There's like a chastity belt for dudes, which basically forces your dick into a soft position all the time, so you can't get a boner even if you wanted to. I watched a documentary
Try
last
me.
night.
That's what I say.
It's metal. Yusuf writes in, this is my first post show, so apologies if you've been asked this. I'd like to know, after doing this for, I assume, 5+ years, does it ever feel boring?
Literally every time we sit down, it's boring. I'm bored right now. For me, I'm very rarely bored. I may be tired,
Yeah.
but I'm never bored.
Yeah.
There's a lot of downtime in between
Yes.
where you're
That's
like,
not boring. It's like getting shit done.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, like, some people's perception are that we just play games all day. We don't.
No.
There's other aspects to our job.
This is
Oh.
great because I don't know what happened to my eyebrows. Somebody pointed that out in the subreddit.
You're
like
too
that.
native to have eyebrows, Bruce.
Yeah.
What?
It looks like someone walked in on you during like a spirit journey.
That's, yeah, he's surveying the Great Plains, his natural habitat.
Not natural. He was forced there.
Oh, sorry.
He was forced to the
Yeah, he was
plains.
pushed
Very
away
good point.
by the white man.
to
I knew that.
Morongo
Yeah.
Hotel and Casino.
Anonymous writes, Quintessential Gamers missing the International. You guys gonna check it out? Do you enjoy those kinds of huge esports events? I like to witness them purely because it's been fascinating to see sports grow. I don't give a shit about Dota though. However, Overwatch League, the United States is up in their groups. I'm ready. I'm ready for that. We're coming for you, Chinese Taipei.
No, they're gonna.
I saw
Burn
the
us
most
alive.
We're higher seated than they are.
the most Dota 2 I've ever seen in my entire life was this very morning when I was telling you guys. I was like, "What's this? The international thing?" And you're like, "That's the Dota 2." I'm like, "Why are there hologram fish floating around?" It's Dota 2.
Yeah.
Aha!
That's where all of Valve's effort has gone to making the international.
It looks pretty sweet.
ridiculous. Also, somebody made that scene that we
That's
all
the-
remember.
Yeah, there's the official logo for the International 2017.
Did you guys read this subreddit post about how we may be from parallel universes because we remember a monkey with a laser gun while other people
They're
do not?
Berenstain
Berenstain
Bears.
Bears, yeah.
That's the most simple explanation. It couldn't be that people just
Interesting.
have a fucked up memory.
Also, the gorillas were white. Please fix it.
That's right. They were
Maybe in
angry.
this dimension.
Yeah,
they
why
were
is the black gorilla gotta have a gun?
Well, there was only one white gorilla, right?
What? No, they were all white.
No, there was just.
There's
the
only
alpha
one
was-
black
No,
gorilla.
the evil ones were white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
the
They
good
were
one was
ghost
black.
gorillas.
That's the best thing about Michael Crichton. He
Gorillas.
flips it
You're
on
thinking
you.
of War for the Planet of the Apes, where there's only one white
I haven't seen
gorilla.
that movie.
I haven't seen it.
Huge butts, right? So are you fulfilled with your job? Absolutely.
I
Best
am.
job I've ever had. And I can't imagine a better job.
I mean, I could imagine a better
I
job.
mean, I can imagine
Sure.
that job
Yeah,
too.
I mean, come on, Lauren.
I'm talking about a blowjob. People go like that's the
That's how you
joke.
make love.
Like that's the joke.
Right there, collectively, you heard so many clicks in the upper right-hand corner of the window.
Yeah.
And I'm done now.
It's like the morning show. They're gone.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, oh man, this has elements of FAQ, but FAQ podcast, something we've long since left in a dumpster. I had such high hopes for just having a cheesy soundboard with like toilet flushing and farts going off and people throwing up.
God.
I wanted it so badly. I don't think people
Works
just aren't
every
ready
time.
for it. People
Works
just
every
aren't ready
time.
for it yet.
People are like, I wish I had more things that were like morning radio.
Yeah.
Yes.
That air horn went south real fast.
Ian Jacobs writes, "This is the second week in a row you've done the podcast from your office. Something going on with the podcast set? Yes, it sucks." Which is a
We're
pretty.
Airbnb-ing it.
Yeah. We're renting it out. We're getting more money this
You
way.
go out there's a German couple staying on it.
They're
How
doing
are
a
things?
radio show.
No, there's no bananas. The other
It's-
guys took them all.
The legitimate answer is it's hot. It requires staff to operate, and the viewership of the show certainly didn't go up. I don't think the content got better. Looking at it holistically, there's not a lot of reason for us to use it.
Adam and I are currently looking into other options for the set, other than the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Maybe a show where we destroy it.
Oh wow! You call it regnology.
The Aaron picture made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So we.
That makes me feel
It brought up
uncomfortable in
bad
there.
memories.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool because it's many discs arranged to be a single
Oh, that was a cool idea.
disc. Yeah,
I like that they did that.
we might have to steal it.
Jeez.
Will Xavier Woods be back?
His name is Austin Creed.
And hopefully,
I wish I had that many
That's like saying,
names.
"Will Captain Jack Sparrow be back?" No, but Johnny Depp may.
It's up to him.
There you go. Dr. Levin made you an emoji,
Yep.
although
That's
it's
about
not
right.
quite how emojis
Yeah, I
work.
don't think that.
Because that's like having a face inside of a face.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
But hey, whatever. I'll take a Quado. That's fine. Do you think ultimate frisbee is a real sport?
Sure.
As much
Those
as
are hard-hitting
footbag is,
questions.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Got it.
Yes.
I like
Somebody
that.
got drunk
so
and
good.
drew us from memory.
I like that. I know.
Oh my God.
At least it's on the top. Ah!
Adam looks like Ringo. Bruce
yeah.
looks like
I don't know.
not Uncle Fester.
I thought it looked like an ape.
Lurch?
Lurch.
Yeah.
Oh
You look
yeah,
like Lurch.
Yeah.
I look like some sort of monstrosity from like
Who played Igor in Young
claymation.
You look like
Frankenstein?
one of the kids from My Life is a Zucchini.
My life is a
Or
zucchini.
like Smeagol if it was like a Saturday morning cartoon.
I'd be rotoscoped.
Appropriately, Lawrence looks the best because
Well,
he drew
yeah.
him drunk.
Thank you.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
That
Makes
makes
sense.
total
That's the only time that I look normal.
Right.
Is when I am drunk or everyone else is drunk.
I-
or both.
I always assume, like, to our Chinese audience that we all look the same. But it's cool that some of you think we have enough distinct features that you can draw us differently.
Yeah. Elise is always screeching. There she goes.
Woman scream.
Anonymous writes, do you guys have any days when you feel like you can't be bothered to entertain or just don't feel as entertaining as usual? So
something
how do
happen?
you cope with them?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's
starting
a really
to-
good
Did
question.
Peek leave another post on the
I know.
social-
Leading question.
They're like, when are you guys gonna quit? Why haven't you quit yet? I'm like, what?
Do you cope with your own mortality?
Yeah.
What do you do when the tough keeps going? What?
I mean, it is a job too, so we
Oops.
got to do it.
Yeah, just another case in the Mondays.
We got to do it. Also, caffeine will help, for me at least.
I don't think any of us think that we're that funny anyway.
Yeah.
To think that like, we're off our game.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Funny enough.
Yeah.
Is this new meme? And you
yes.
know what the new memes
This
are.
is the
Lawrence.
Funhouse political scale.
I don't think
Okay.
this is a meme yet.
This is just a traditional,
Yeah.
like
I don't remember saying
Not political
Stalin did
leaning.
nothing wrong.
I'm sure that you did, because I also don't remember I want to be in the
I
Nazi army.
may have said that.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember you saying his timing was off, though that was Hitler.
That was
Hitler.
Yeah.
Never mind.
I see those quotes almost every day on the subreddit, and I'm always like, did I say that?
Yeah,
We
I
s-
don't know.
we say
I think
lots of
that-
dumb things.
That's when I run for office. That's going to be my thing. I go. I don't think I said that.
Everybody claps.
I don't think I said that.
We have footage of you saying it, but it's right.
You won by a landslide.
Really, shit doesn't matter anymore. Evan, our good buddy Evan's back from
Hey,
Israel.
Evan, saw your
Evan's
picture
back.
of you
Hey.
sweeping that
That was
wall.
quick.
Got your ear pierced. Man, you're cool now.
Whoa.
Man, holy shit.
College applications. How did all of you deal with the stress of senior year? And do you have any tips? I applied to one school, and they wrote back saying you're accepted. Also, we're giving you a scholarship. I was like,
Damn.
that was easy.
Yeah. We give it to all the young black women. You're like,
Yes.
Joke's on them. Then I got bleached and had a sex change.
What are you?
I wasn't really stressed out senior year. I
What
don't
are
know.
you gonna apply to school for, Evan?
He's
Well,
not
he
here.
can't talk to me.
He'll respond. He'll tell us.
stares at the screen.
I know, it's-
He'll respond. He'll tell us. Or he'll
He's not
tweet at-
moving.
He tweeted at us this morning. He tweeted the picture of him sweeping the papers at the wall.
I know.
He'll tell us.
You got time.
At least. So where you go to school?
Is that
Tell me
as
a little
an
bit about
emoji?
yourself.
Yeah, that's Adam Moji.
Man.
That's
It's
great.
wonderful.
I love this.
No, Onat's returned, and he
Awesome.
didn't give you giant juicy titties.
Oh,
Weird.
yeah.
There's
Onat.
probably
They
a
might be on the
version.
back.
Yeah.
Or a giant dick. He does both.
You
man.
are one giant boob. That nose is the nipple.
He's right. Just man, he captured your essence with so few lines.
The emojis also just kind of look like lemon drops.
Yeah. Maybe you really want candy.
Those all candies
Alice
that no
writes,
one likes.
Oh.
The Knuckles family tree is official, written by Ken Penders for his
That's
side
a
comic
fake
Knuckles
name.
the Echidna. Years later, he filed a lawsuit with Archie for the Descendants IP. He won. They're no longer official, and now they're Echidna
What the fuck?
for his own
Echidna.
comic, The Lara Sue Chronicles, the real hard.
Holy shit. That's awesome.
Does that change your vote, Elise?
No.
It says right there, it's official.
Now, where's Evan? Evan, I have more questions for you.
Show us that ear pierce. Is it a hoop or a stud?
Evan, hit me up on Kick.
Nice.
I saw this headline the other day. You signed up.
I saw exactly the same
This
one.
headline was like study or some study shows that mostly like sexual predators use Kick. For some reason, that's the messaging service
They
they
say
flock to.
KEK,
It's
that one?
KIK.
KIK.
Yeah.
And they said
KIK.
Kick is the de facto app.
Yeah,
For pedophiles.
pedophiles, sexual predators.
I got to reinstall.
I am a good Harley Quinn. Thank you.
You are so attractive.
Whoa.
Wow,
Is that Matt
look-
Peak?
Yeah,
He's
it's
showing off
gotta
his
be.
body.
Holy shit.
That's like a 75-year-old peak.
That's basically what I see every single day in the summer.
Arm
Wandering
bars
around
for
our
UFC
kitchen.
on his bicep.
Yeah, you
Nice. That's great. Loves Christ on one side, loves fighting on the other.
bet. I've never seen him so happy and content as sitting on our couch watching UFC. He looks great. Always looks like he's having a good
Just
day.
a couple
Oh.
men going at it.
Nick writes, can you guys tell us what the Esports Eject show is? I forgot that was the name. So that is us trying to get good at Overwatch.
Our internal code name was Road to Masters.
But we didn't make it anywhere near there.
Hold on. Maybe we got
Spoil the
pretty
endings,
close.
Yeah.
Bruce.
Here, there's one thing I can say is that we played, we won a few, we lost quite a bit, but then at the very end, the last episode, we had a special guest who helped us.
Yeah.
Who brought us
Hideo
out from the
Kojima.
mire.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima came in and played
Spoiler.
Overwatch with us.
Oh, Reader writes in, you guys heard about the microtransactions in PUBG? Yep. Got to get that mini skirt. And if you did, what do you think about any game getting microtransactions in early access? Early access is not abandon the idea that early access is any kind of...
Yeah, seriously.
Did you pay for it?
Yeah.
Then
It's
it's
a
not
product.
early access.
Yeah.
1.0 is a myth. It doesn't exist anymore. If a game is playable and you pay money for it, it can have a monetization system in it too. The idea used to be, and this also clashed with DLC, that like the developer made everything they possibly could and then they charged $60 for that. I remember Capcom got in hot water because I can't remember which fighting game it was. Street Fighter Cross Tekken maybe? had characters on the disc that were locked out via DLC, and that was such a betrayal. It's like, well, there's content you could have given us,
It's already
and you
there.
chose not to.
No.
It's kind of the same idea with early access. You're saying the game's not done, but then you're charging us more money. You shouldn't do that until the game is done, and then you charge us for more after that. They're all just like weird mental lines that are gone now. They don't exist
Well,
because people have paid over them.
The term early access, I think, just for me, what that just screams is small studio trying to be like a big studio, but because they don't have a big enough team for the polish, they have to put it out early and call it something different. And so you forgive it for all its flaws because no, bro, it's just small guys trying to make it. But it's like, okay, we got to do away with this term early access. Hey, it's me.
The
Yeah.
underdog status doesn't really apply anymore.
No.
I mean, it does for a lot of people, but not player unknown. Not right now.
I was gonna say, yeah, is that the underdog? 4 million concurrent
Yeah.
players over? Christ,
I think it's 5 at this point.
it's going up a million a week.
And bl-
Stupid.
and,
Curious, Amanda, does your bakery ship baked goods? You're using
Evan.
Adam's image,
Let us know.
and it's a way to
Tweet
compensate
to
him for that.
Evan. Evan will get back to
I
us.
know,
on
Evan,
your
please
behalf.
answer.
Shows that hoop.
Why is Ashley Jenkins one of them? By the way, did you guys notice
Oh
that?
yeah, they're
Oh, she's the mom?
And then James is on the far left.
cranking
That's
out those
weird.
kids.
What?
Wait,
Is Adam in there somewhere?
No.
Bizarre.
I don't think
see Adam
so.
anywhere.
I like them using your shaved face as like the younger version. of you.
so wait, does this imply that you got cheated on, Bruce?
Maybe.
And there's
You
little
got
James
cucked.
running around? Oh.
Oh, good point.
Amir, this is my favorite part of post show when we have to give serious real life advice. Amir writes, I'm having trouble with starting a job, any job. I need the money. I'm aware of that. And it annoys me that I can't move my dumb ass to go and apply to a job. Have you guys ever faced a situation like this? If so, how did you deal with it?
Wait. You can't just get up and go to apply? Oh, you
I
gotta,
can't help you, Amir.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
mean,
go, bro.
it sounds like life needs to kick you in the ass a little bit harder right now because
If you can eat,
yeah,
you don't have the right motivation. I mean, for me, it was like I just wanted to get away from my parents enough that a job was a better alternative than living at home and getting yelled at every day.
Making some money was better than the no money you had.
But if you have all of your needs met and your parents aren't like charging you rent and you can just chill on the couch all day, you don't have a motivation. So maybe you need to give yourself one. But maybe you don't have the strength of character to do that.
Also, just FYI, applying for a job is the easiest part of the process.
Yeah, right.
Because it's just going to go off into a black hole somewhere, and then maybe some spaceman will come across it in 1,000 years.
It's easier than ever though to apply for jobs.
Yep, all
Like, you can
online.
apply online.
all online.
I know.
I mean, like
And it's easier than ever for the employer to ignore those
That too.
sure,
applications.
but I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's not hard to apply for a job. I remember one job I applied for, I had submitted it with a folded piece of paper, and the guy was like, threw it away and said, if you really want this job, you need to come back and not fold the paper, and did it. I was like, oh shit, sorry. Like, okay. Like,
And you never went back.
I worked there for 5 days.
Oh, that's
and
pretty good.
Then I quit and went back to my old job because
Oh.
I hated. I was supposed to be fixing arcade machines, and
that one, yeah.
and then I remember when they were like, "Oh, you're trash boy," and I was like, "I don't want to be trash boy,"
Trash
and I'm
boy.
making less money than I was before, and the hours aren't as good. Called my old job. I'm like, "Yeah, you can have your job back." Okay, I went there.
Daniel writes, how much of your stuff is written/scripted?
all of it.
Yeah, every last one.
That
All of your
was-
content seems so off the cuff. I forget sometimes that you have writers.
Do we have
We don't
writers?
have writers.
We
Yeah,
did
we
write when we did the No. That was from a script, even though it was a good chunk of it was also improv.
But those are just words in your head.
Yeah.
Also,
it's all-
Sex Swing. That was written, but
I
I mean,
mean,
like
we are writers, but we
Sure.
don't have the luxury of being able to write the things we're going to say for these
At
videos.
least write stuff all the time.
Thanks for your comment, Daniel. We appreciate you writing to us.
Wait, why is this a Mega Round Golden Goose?
But
he
that was
laid-
what we talked
Yeah,
about.
he
we
laid
talked about.
round egg, mega round
That
eggs,
was,
and wore a mega
remember,
round
we're not
shirt.
allowed to say. You have to bleep mega round.
Oh,
Did I talk about the? Did we talk about the Golden Goose of
Yeah.
Mega Round?
Yeah, and he
I
wears
don't
a shirt that says
remember
mega
any of that.
round.
I've
He
never
should
been
be
more
buff though.
sad to miss a video.
I really hope that I didn't say anything offensive in that video because
I mean, other than mega round
Oh, wow.
and the other things you said.
Oh, interesting. Kuya writes in, you mentioned during Dude Soup that buying property and using is profit from a parking lot was a very American thing to do and sarcastically a very Chinese thing. No offense, but most lots in LA like that are Chinese owned. In fact, it's very Chinese to invest in U.S. properties for profit. Oh, I know.
Were you
I
just
knew that-
having a laugh?
I knew that a lot
It's
of
Gavin.
a lot of Chinese money is flowing into the United States for real estate. I thought it was mostly people buying up houses just to get their money out of China. But I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was all parking lots and stuff like that. That makes a lot of sense, though.
I don't know. I asked my neighbor Lo Ping, and he said it's just
Just American.
this is what it's like. It's normal.
How's his internet connection? Really bad. Oh, I thought it'd be good.
Nah. They're behind that
Low
firewall.
ping. Low ping.
No, that's what I
Lo
mean.
Ping.
No, I know.
Low ping.
You Googled.
Guys,
Oh,
I got it.
Did you?
low ping.
I got it.
Low ping.
if
I s-
you
I set it up. And I actually Lawrence caught the joke because I said it was bad. It was because of the firewall. It's like, thank you.
Oh,
I just want to. If you want to play a funny
Great
prank,
firewall.
let's say you're in China and you want to play a funny prank on your bro.
Uh-huh.
Do you just like take his phone and Google Tibet over and
trick
over
question.
again?
They don't have brothers one child policy.
Right. Sorry.
That's true.
Yeah,
Good
he's in the
point.
bottom of an ocean somewhere.
Yeah, he's in the dumpster.
Wait, no. It's not a
Pranked
sister.
ya.
Oh, sorry. That's right.
Yeah, the boys get sold.
Well, some countries have one laptop per child. China just doesn't do that.
So sad.
So sad.
He
all
doesn't,
that
Benson
lupus.
doesn't normally look that sad.
He's weathered and tired. More than Benson is already weathered and
Like
tired.
old man Logan, but
But Benson,
Old man Benson.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh,
I like
that's
how
not good.
Your
Steve-
avatar matches your
Steve
message pretty
Nachos.
well.
Better go eat more nachos. That'll help.
Yeah, put them back in. Plug them all up. All right, I'll click on that. We're all dancing.
Have you guys
Whoa.
Have you guys seen the show? So you think you can dance?
yes.
No.
We should do some sort of petition to get Mothers Be Aware on the show and have somebody dance to it. I think that'd be great.
So our petition is just that they have to play someone else's song?
Yes.
All right. I can get behind that.
Lynn writes in, you said that the YouTube adpocalypse led to more sponsored videos to keep revenue coming to the channel. I think that's fantastic since it's a chance for more games and situations that it may not have gotten from Funhaus otherwise. Thank you for
you.
being very optimistic
Yeah.
about it. Can you talk about the stipulations that go into sponsored content? Sure.
Yeah, typically they're just talking points. They're like, talk about what the game is, what it does, the features of the game. I don't know if I've ever seen an email come across saying, be positive about the game. We make it kind of the way we want to make it, and then usually we'll send a cut, and then they'll change things or
Yeah.
whatever else.
We are lucky to have a really good sales team that generally doesn't bring us something unless they think that it fits the tone of our content. in
Yeah.
the first. So there's already like a filter before it ever reaches us, and then we can filter from there.
And we won't do it if it's not a right fit.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've turned things down.
Yeah.
But like good example is the Warface one. We played that, and then afterwards, I remember James saw the cut and goes, "We should play that game more."
Yeah.
Like, that was fun. I was like, "Yeah, we
What's
probably
weird
should."
is because that one more than anything else, people thought we were like fake enjoying it. We were actually
I was having a
legitimately
great
having
time.
James
fun.
is crying. He was laughing so
Oh,
hard.
yeah. Just the way your head bobs when you get hit with a knife.
This in like knife fights.
Yeah.
What I love was when a game developer, not to like shit on Crytek or anything like that, but when they come out and they're like, "This game allows you to live out your fantasies
Oh, yeah.
of like being in a war thing," and then we go like,
Yeah, throwing grenades at each other.
dumbasses
and
stab
stuff.
each other. And there, I could just see the one developer going, "Interesting."
Yeah.
Didn't think people would do that.
I never saw this. That's great.
Yeah, I didn't either.
That's awesome.
I did.
Girl.
Weird.
You're killing the
Your belt
patriarchy.
doesn't do anything,
I'll
though.
pick that up later.
That's not holding your pants up.
Very
It's
loose.
for her to hula hoop with. Mike brings up a very good point. The moochers without first memberships are still listening. You should point out that Dude Soup audio isn't always ruined by the blob game music. That's true. Also, they're recorded on separate tracks here, so we'll be able to volume balance it. So, apologize for being a little too loud in the early going, but yeah, the video will be totally fine. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Our jobs are hard.
Yeah,
They're
it's
not.
difficult. There's a lot of things.
This is like Sad Benson.
Oh,
It's the same artist.
Yeah, it's the same artist.
Oh, wow! I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he likes the stoic look.
You got a
Yeah,
normal nose, though.
cool.
It's weird.
Looks like the weathered refugee look.
Pencil work is always very impressive. Charcoal, whatever that is. You can feel it. Okay, all right. Little blurs
With
there.
his collage.
I think I had that PlayStation magazine. She was not naked on the front.
No,
Oh
no,
man.
Wait, which one? The
Ghost in the
Ghost in
Shell.
the Shell. Yeah.
oh, okay.
Justin never wore that outfit on the show. I'm sorry.
Like a purple
the movie.
onesie.
Well, the anime.
Maybe the anime. I
That's
never
that's from the
standalone.
game version where she was all purple.
You just drive the octopus tank the whole time though, right? In the PlayStation 1
Oh, you're
game.
at Tachikoma the whole time.
Yeah.
I think so. Robots are easier to do, and when you don't have a whole lot of polygons to go around, just big old boxy things.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, I love this so much.
It's from your Twitter avatar, I believe.
See you in space.
Must be
Yeah.
nice to have a husband who went to space camp and got a flight suit so you can wear it.
Wow, that was a lot of logical leaps there.
Yeah, thank you for putting yourself through that burden.
You're welcome.
Anonymous asks, how does the creative process work for you all? Do you just pitch to each other or people at Rooster Teeth?
We pitch to each other.
Yeah,
What do you think? What do you think? Everyone's back and forth and nobody ever makes anything. What do you think?
A lot of what do
We
you
all
think?
just stand in an airtight chamber.
I mean, most
Scream
of
at
our
each other.
ideas do start with us talking to each other and going, do we
course.
think this is a good idea
Yeah. Well,
before
Talking
we go anywhere
Stockings
else?
came up in a video.
Yeah.
Like, we should do a talk show or
Yeah.
and then we did it.
And then we did it.
I think a lot when I'm, the usual things in the shower, brushing my teeth, walking Benson,
Crying.
crying.
Remember my post RTX pitch?
Wait.
The
farm?
thing that would
Yes.
be the most amazing,
Yes.
Yeah.
most amazing first member only content.
One more hint. Yes.
Yes.
I remember it being good. I don't remember the exact idea.
We'll talk about it afterward. But
Yeah,
yes,
but we should make that.
we should.
Whatever it was, I agree.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, we're getting into
Okay.
we're getting into the adults only. Oh wait, I can't do that.
Nope, not
You
this
can't
week.
do that.
It's on YouTube. Okay, hold on.
You
I'm
can
gonna
show
have
that
to-
one now.
Self-censor.
You can show that one.
Lawrence, open them
I
on
can
your
show
other
that one.
monitor and describe them.
That's a good idea. There's a few. This next one's not.
Looks tasteful.
Okay. Whew.
Oh boy.
Got close.
So hold on. Let me just.
Uh-oh,
Ah!
It's okay, you're good.
I
you're
think it was good. I
It's
think
at
it
the
was
bottom.
good.
It was at the
Yeah,
bottom.
you got
Oh,
it,
thank
you
God.
got
it.
Okay, so there's
Okay.
a boy,
Yeah.
just
Ow!
a real,
Can't show that.
real
Describe it.
floppily chested
How are you?
shattercock.
There's no way to make this work.
Well, it was the
No.
Shattercock we
Dinner
saw
plate sized.
earlier, but
Dinner plates.
Do you want me to turn off the video capture?
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot of these to go around.
Oh!
That's the pencil one, the uncensored one.
Whoa.
Thank you for that.
if you do become a first member, we usually look at this stuff uncensored. So
And
if
then,
you need
I
some other
apologize to
way
all the
to,
first members
Yeah.
who are looking to get their rocks off.
yeah,
yeah, sorry about
For
that.
1 minute.
all the zippers.
Hurry,
came
hurry,
back.
hurry!
All right.
You can
It's
go-
so small.
We can bring it back.
You,
just-
we can.
Can't you bring it?
Oh, I see what you're doing.
There's the thumbnail on the left.
Yeah.
Add more slides.
What if you make it a small window?
Hold on, I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got it.
I'm curious how this is gonna work.
Yeah, what?
Hold on.
Nope.
But
Oh,
that's not
he's
gonna
just going to cover it up.
Yeah, I'll just have to move it quickly.
What?
No, that's not gonna work.
Just make more slides like
Make
James
more
said.
slides.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work. Okay, hold
Panic.
on. There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
Aha!
But you still have to
Careful.
scroll up.
No!
He had the slides in the wrong area.
There's a little tri-tip dildo,
Uh.
a spin her, a fidget spin her, I believe it's called. Shit, I
Why is
moved
it doing
Oh,
that?
whatever. Because I try.
What happened?
I click and dragged it. I was trying to like move it around. There
Don't
we
worry
go.
about it.
Yeah.
We're gonna see some. porn.
Whoever sent this comment, I'm sorry.
Mysterious stranger.
Yeah. They got a little van. They're sharing their perspective on nature versus nurture. They write, if your child grows up to be an asshole, they learned it from somewhere. It might not be your fault, but if you didn't do it to them, then you didn't spend nearly enough time with them, which is a problem in itself. No child is born inherently evil. Nature versus nurture doesn't apply to personality. And don't try to blame early psychological damage. Trauma makes children more reserved and frightened of the world around them, not the opposite. I would know.
So this person's personal experience.
Yeah, I mean, you can. So you are one person, and not everyone on the planet is like you. So just because you reacted to something in some way doesn't mean that everyone would do the same thing. Also, I'm not sure that you can say with finality
Any
the
of
difference
this, really.
between nature versus nurture. You
Well-
need to A/B test, and that would be inhumane.
I mean, it says nature versus nurture doesn't apply to personality, but some people are just genetically disposed to depression.
yeah,
That's just because of the way their brain forms,
And some
not
people are
necessarily
just
because of the way
dicks.
they were raised.
that's just man. I don't think that every asshole on this planet could have been saved at one point. Maybe there is an optimal version of events that could have happened, but I think it's possible that someone can be the perfect parent and a child could still turn out to just be a giant asshole. That's what I think. But it's just a thought. I'm not a scientist. Okay.
Jeez.
You saw
Yeah.
that?
Cool.
A lot of clever folks that's trying to
Yeah.
pick me.
Real funny.
So this is in reference to last podcast we talked about briefly concerns about relatability and specifically because of Joel. being out of touch with the common man.
Just like that homeless man. It's like, that guy's not homeless.
It's not homeless, Joel.
He's middle class for sure.
Maybe upper middle class.
This is a really interesting perspective. The laddie writes, to be fair, I watch podcasts for all the unrelatable stories. That includes Dude Soup, RTP, Rich Tea Podcast, yeah, and Off Topic. Shin replies as well, I live my life every day. I listen to y'all perspective because I don't have it. So that's kind of interesting.
So I get that. I get the lifestyles of the rich and famous sort of thing, but we are nowhere near that.
Yeah, that's
so even if, let's say everyone in this room was, I mean, we're not at that level where we could be like, man, my new rocket car went so fast. We're like, God, I hope I can afford the mortgage this month or rent. Like it's
Mortgage.
Well, some of us have a mortgage now. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Our lives are so boring. Like we don't have the.
I saw Spice World.
Honestly, the honest answer is we find entertainment in it for the same reason that we mock it.
Yeah.
We get it. We understand why it's entertaining, and we're not saying that it's bad, but it's a funny thing to think about, so we will mock it.
Like people bitching about first class. Or
Yeah,
something.
like it's
Yeah.
funny.
It's funny.
It's funny, and I'm not saying like, oh, boycott this podcast because they talk about their how rich they are. No, it's totally justifiable to want to watch it and listen to it and be entertained by it. But it's funny, right?
Yeah,
it's
it
kind of
absolutely
funny.
is funny. 100%.
Man, yeah, we've been in situations where we've hung around insanely rich people just talk about things. We're just
So they're staring at him.
we're like
That's a ride, man.
they're just like what did you
Yeah.
hear the words that came out of your mouth and you're okay with it? Like
Yeah.
and they're always like, right guys? Like no.
Yeah, well, yes.
Lawrence, this is slightly off topic, but I was driving. Elise and I were driving home on Saturday night. We were on the 405 coming over the hill, and there's a street race happening. It was like a Fast and
Cool.
Furious street race of like 4 or 5
On the
cars
405?
on
Was
the
there a girl in, like,
405.
Holy
A
shit.
vinyl pencil skirt. Did she like
well,
wave a scarf?
No, I mean it was a race in progress. Like
okay.
it was
There were,
like 4 or 5 cars,
What time?
clearly trying to.
It was 11:30.
11:30 or whatever.
fucking
Clearly trying to
awesome.
race each other
Yeah.
over the 405. It was
Nice.
awesome.
And that's
Well, I
cool.
mean,
Those dudes are
it
so
sucks
cool.
because they were assholes.
Yeah,
and they were
yeah.
putting
They were
everyone else's
endangering
lives at
everyone
risk.
around them.
But it was also funny because I was in the carpool lane just driving regular speed,
Mm-hmm.
and then one would like, and then I would see it again because it got stuck behind traffic.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like the tortoise and the hare. So I'm like the
You're still
tortoise just
going.
going like
Yeah.
65 miles an hour down the carpool lane, and then they get stuck behind traffic.
So cool.
But yeah.
Yeah,
guys-
11. You should probably do it like at 3 a.m.
Maybe that's, but I think it was there's a density there. If you're the only car on the road, you stand out. If you're one of
Challenge.
several cars on the
You
road,
may not get pulled over.
then you may not get pulled over.
Just outrun the cops.
Evan sent me a picture of his ear piercing.
You personally
Did he tweet this to you or text
He
you?
tweeted it at me.
Oh, okay.
over
Look
kick.
at the poster in the background.
What's the stuff?
I think it's like a Midsummer Night's Dream poster for Puck.
Oh, he's a puck man. Oh,
That's
What
the
is
poster in the
I think
background
it's
of the
like
shot.
I might be wrong. I zoomed in on it.
hold on. We have to Google Robin Goodfellow.
Wait, what? That's not his ear though.
No, that's his room. Let me see.
My
look
name
at
is
his
Jeffrey, whom I assume is named Jeffrey, writes. Adam made a couple of references to like the difference between our jobs and what we do versus we would never feign to empathize with people who have normal jobs that actually produce something for the world. And I believe you brought up nursing, how that you're like elbow deep in shit. most
Well, I
days.
made the joke. He said a shitty job, and I was like, "What's a job where you deal with shit?" Probably a nurse.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong. Jeffrey writes, as a nurse, I love my job. It can be shitty at times, figuratively and literally.
Hey.
But I can never imagine me doing the things you guys do. Making online content, putting yourself out there for many people to see, and then being criticized for things. I could never see myself doing
We
that.
are heroes.
And we're very brave. I
Too
would
much
say
money.
nursing is one of the most trusted professions. There comes a lot of pressure and stress in taking care of sick people, but I would deal with that than putting a large part of my life online and dealing with people on the internet and some of the stuff I read and watch online. So I'm absolutely grateful for you guys doing the things you do. PSO and us nurses make some pretty decent money.
Good.
That's
Yes.
good to hear
All
because
right,
I think it's very admirable the type of job you do, not what we do.
100%.
It's in demand.
Yeah, I guess you're a little out of frame on the live cam.
Well, that's just the live camera.
That's just live cam.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Final version will be fine.
Adam's here.
Also, it's the tiniest window of the tiniest frame. I'm here. Don't worry.
They have their magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Where's Adam?
Don't worry.
This is Yoda, a frequenter of our GTA gameplays. This is on the subject of like parents and their age, maybe not syncing up with your life experiences. Yoda writes, my stepdad just turned 66 and my mom is 70. I'm 33. One big thing which kind of sucks about having older parents is that after being a scrawny teen and a young adult who thought physical activities were kind of lame, now that I'm over 30 and I want to actually do things before I die, my parents aren't in the best physical shape and lack the required energy. Can't do things like kayaking off the coast and going on hikes, which I want to do now with them, since I'm much more grateful for them and everything they've done for me. And I want us to have great bonding experiences before they die. Such is life.
Keep in mind, those are your bonding. Maybe they wanted. Maybe they just want you to sit with them and watch House of Cards.
Yeah.
Good
Talk-
point.
And if that's
or
what
maybe
they
talk.
want, they should get priority because
He's like,
they're
Dad,
gonna
I
be gone
always
first."
I always wanted to build a skyscraper with you
Yeah, he's like,
by hand.
I'm 75.
Yeah.
Never-
Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner's dad was too old to play catch with him, but then on the Ghost baseball field, they played catch.
all you got to do.
Good point.
Are you
Yoda.
high?
All you got to do.
Evan, what do
Yoda-
you think about that?
I don't know if you already
Evan,
are.
get back to me.
But what you have to do is you have to, for like Christmas or birthday, get some adoption papers drawn up, give them to your stepdad, film the whole thing, and then send me the video because those videos make me happy.
Oh,
Aw.
that's so
Like
nice.
it's now official. Also, you owe the state $10,000.
Evan says, yes, Elise, that is a puck poster from Midsummer's Night's Dream, and it's from an old school project. Thanks for noticing.
All right, that's the Evan check-in.
All right, thanks, Evan. Thanks,
That's our
Elise.
third?
Cyber Lambo 101, which is a fucking cool name, right?
Hell yeah.
I worked overnight at a retail store for about 2 years and would occasionally come across a penny at least once a week located in weird places, like it was some sort of Easter egg hunt. I've roughly found about 30 pennies.
$30.
The strange part is that it would only be just one coin I find, nothing else throughout the remainder of the shift. I also gathered that I would only find them when I felt certain emotions like self-worth and lost. I couldn't help but think of it being a superstition and decided to look more into it. Turns out that it's a sign that there's a spirit or guardian that's trying to get my attention.
Cool.
I'm
Wait,
agnostic.
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
He's the brother of the Guardian.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
a different kind of guardian. All right.
I'm agnostic, yet I feel that just because we don't physically see something doesn't mean that it's not entirely out of existence.
Knuckles doesn't have time for that. He's too busy guarding the emeralds.
Guess what I'm trying to ask? Has any of you guys experienced something superstitious in your lives? Are they noticeable once you do certain things that trigger them?
You guys got to check out, or Cyber Lambo 101. Should read Carl Jung, or Jung, however you say it. He writes about synchronicity. And
Good album.
I know, right? Look into synchronicity because I think you'll really enjoy that.
I would say that maybe you're finding them when you're in that mental state, because perhaps when you're in that mental state, you are more apt to notice them.
Or you're manifesting the pennies.
Or you're looking down.
You are producing
Or
the
you find a
pennies.
penny and reverse justify to yourself that you felt that way
But-
because there's a precedent for it. I'm a huge skeptic when it comes to this sort of
If he
thing.
was finding quarters, then I'd say we got something to talk about. People hate pennies; they're worthless.
In
And
Canada, we don't have pennies anymore.
yeah, the reason you only find
idea.
one is because one penny is like basically garbage.
Well, it's because Knuckles is cheap.
And Knuckles is also
think-
you know
yeah, I think
the
the
em-
metal
guarding
that
the emerald
it's-
doesn't pay the bills. He's not a nurse.
The metal that it's printed on is worth more than the actual penny.
Yeah,
Which is like
that's what. at this
Kinda
point,
stupid.
We need to do away with pennies like Canada.
Penny. Let's
Okay.
get
more
rid of
like
pennies.
Canada, I say.
Get rid of pennies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
I've always wondered that. Like, so people always do that. I love when they do this thing. They're like, "Lord, please let my football team win," and it's like, and then your team wins. Like, he
listened.
He listened to me. It's like, but by you winning, you probably fucked over someone else. So
Yeah, but they're a better person. That's why the Lord picked
I
them.
get. Or it's like, please help me with my financial issues, and then like a bag of money falls on your floor. But some dude was executed like gangland style, and then the bag of money fell. And you're like, I am blessed. Like, no, someone died
He
bringing that.
truly
to you.
works in mysterious.
Yeah. It's so sometimes it's like truly ignorance is bliss. You're like, yeah, oh wow,
Yeah.
me. Snowflakes.
I agree that there are things beyond our perception that probably influence our world. But I think the human mind also has a studied and expressed history of making up a story to explain random events. Like it finds a pattern where there are no patterns.
It's just Matthew McConaughey behind the bookshelf knocking
Yeah.
shit down.
That's the entire purpose.
No,
Pattern
no!
recognition.
Don't go.
Oh, that's pattern recognition.
Yeah. I mean, it was good because it helped
Interstellar?
people navigate, but
Yes.
just people would look in the sky and see dots, and then there's a crab, and then there's a rip dude.
I
holding
grab
a-
pennies with my heart.
Yeah.
So
Heard that movie sucked.
You guys made fun of me so much for my Idris Elba. You guys were like, that's not how he says it, that's not how he says it. And now you all do it all the
Because
time.
we do it
He
right.
does it all the time.
Yeah.
The
We
rest
do
of
it
us
right.
make fun of
Kill
him.
with my heart.
See, that doesn't sound like him.
racist.
Now,
It
Adam, you
does.
do it. Adam, you do it.
my heart.
See, that
That's
sounds
better.
like him.
That's good.
That
No!
sounds just like him.
That's
Adam,
me. That's what I'm doing.
how do you do it?
I kill with my heart.
That's
what I'm
perfect.
doing.
That was
That's what I'm
Taylor.
saying.
Nailed it.
Lawrence?
I kill.
I kill with my heart.
There
That's
it
what I'm
is.
saying.
Hey,
I
sound a
kill with
little
my
deaf, but
heart.
Those are
alright.
like
I
it's
don't
like
like it
someone
when
has
you
a
say it.
recording device
Shoot with
and
my
it plays back the clip.
fingers.
Idris, is that you?
I shoot with my fingers.
That's not the quote.
Do with my fingers. I suck with my eyes. I kill with my heart.
What
No.
is that? I
So
suck with
wrong.
my
It's
eyes.
like you've never read Dark Tower.
I read the first one,
It's the worst.
Which one? The
The
rewrite?
gunslinger.
The Gunslinger.
No,
but
there were
yeah, the
two
one he
versions.
wanted to write.
Oh.
Oh, it's actually probably my favorite one. It's
Well, that'll do it for the post show, everybody.
What about that ass hair comment?
Oh, yeah. You don't shave your ass hair. That's setting yourself up for a bad time. You trim your ass hair.
Do you
And
hear
you still
that,
get the airflow
Evan?
without the uncomfortable sieve shitting. Evan,
Evan.
don't get all the hair out. Just snip the crack. Zip.
What
That's all you need.
I think
Tweet
if you're
me.
if you're shaving your ass hair, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for someone else.
Well, yeah.
I would
are
be doing
you-
it for myself.
You want an
Are you
aesthetic
competing?
butthole.
Are you a competitive bodybuilder? Then you got to shave that ass hair. They're gonna dock you points. Those
Do they
judges.
do they check?
If you're not
They're like,
smooth like a baby.
Let's look in there. All right,
Yeah.
Good point.
9 out of 10.
That's a really good point.
What's wrong with my
Hey,
ass?
there's
Do you
a
think? Do you,
There's a
all right.
penny in
Here's an
here.
idea.
Shit with my eyes.
Here's an idea.
There's a penny in there.
You know how bodybuilders have the tiniest little trunks that they can
Yeah.
to show off all their muscles, right?
Right, of course.
What if I entered a competition wearing a full bodysuit head to toe? Would I be allowed to still compete?
Why not?
Does it have muscles drawn on the bodysuit?
No, but you'd
just
have
like,
to kind of imagine what I look like underneath it.
I don't know why you
And
would
then
do
when I
that,
lose, I
though.
go, "You don't even know."
Just wear a muumuu or something.
I go, "Hypocrisy."
Yeah. You
Ah.
could do more steroids.
Well, thanks everybody for your fan art, your comments, your and inciting. Wait, what? Did Lawrence and Bruce enjoy being?
Yes, they did.
We
Yeah.
did. Bruce and I loved it.
Oh
And
yeah, it
we're-
was great.
We're gonna do it
I
again.
worked really hard for that 1 week, and
Yeah.
I also love wrestling.
Thank you, Robbie.
Remember, I love Hulk Hogan.
Yep, a good answer. Nice.
That is a wrestler. It's true.
What other wrestlers do you like?
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yep.
Safe.
Undertaker.
What about current wrestlers?
Goldberg.
Close. Kind of.
Oh,
close.
Stone Cold. Stone Cold.
No, current wrestlers, not wrestlers that have been retired for like 15 years.
One of them was in our office.
Triple
Bruce.
H.
Okay, not the one.
No,
No?
no, he doesn't really. I mean, maybe
Two
for
of them have been in
WrestleMania.
You
our
were sitting right
office.
next to one for like a couple
Dude.
hours.
I didn't want to say him because I already.
Name any other wrestler.
I'm naming them.
Name a wrestler who currently wrestles
Ultimate Warrior.
for the SmackDown brand.
Name a wrestler's not dead. That's your first.
That's so hard.
I know it is really hard for SmackDown.
Yeah, SmackDown.
Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones. Yep.
Two-Face?
Tommy Two-Face Jones, they call him.
Keep it skeezy, Robbie.
Oh, The Miz.
Okay. Yes. I think he's Raw right now, but
Damn it.
Aw.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Next week's going to be back to old Rooster Teeth style. So if you appreciated watching this show live, check out a first membership and all the other goodies we have for first week. I already listed them. I'm not going to do it again. And I hope you guys all have a great,
Good host.
great evening, great day.
Quit selling it so hard.
I already sold it once.
All right, let's not do it again.
But there's a good chance someone tuned in halfway.
They've
through.
already all bought it. They don't need to buy it again.
That's right.
There's an
Oh,
image
wait,
online.
first-
You guys should look it up.
They got you can gift them now. We'll buy it again and gift it to somebody.
all right. Well, I'm just gonna go.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Should we tell Zeke?
Yeah, I will.
Salesman.
Yeah.
I sell gold.